成長かユナイテッドエンパイア。今日は試合があった。そして彼がエンパイアの応援してくれるってよ。みんな、ブローキンテーブルポッドキャストよろしく。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Broken Tables Podcast, episode number 57. We are here with some of the greatest news in wrestling history, possibly the greatest news in the Broken Tables Podcast history. Vince McMahon has retired. And Brock Lesnar...
the king
What's
is
that?
Dead. The king is dead.
The
well,
king
he's not
is...
dead, but...
He's not dead, but...
He's not
he has
dead,
stepped
but this is
down
one of
and he
the
has taken
greatest-
off the crown and handed it to Stephanie McMahon, as was predicted by CM Punk. How is everybody doing tonight? Good evening, Coach. Good evening, Big T. How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody?
All right, I got Stephanie up on my screen right now, seeing what she's got to say. She's doing her normal...
Yeah, you do that. You listen in for a second. This is absolutely a celebration tonight. We all will be doing a Rampage watch-along, and we will be doing the Broken Predictions Championship exhibition match for Death Before Dishonor, but that will be later tonight after Rampage. But it's not about the championship right now. The glasses do not signify heel roam right now. The glasses signify I'm so fucking happy right now. This is an excellent day to be a wrestling fan. It really is. You know, this is a celebration. I got my drink. I got some
They're
grape
chanting
juice.
"Thank you, Vince." She just started a "Thank you, Vince" chant.
See,
And there's
that's not
people
good.
with signs.
well, it's a cult. What do you expect? It's a cult. You know, it's disgusting. And we're definitely going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. And I know you're just letting us know what's going on SmackDown right now. And I appreciate that. But so, this is a monumental moment. I was talking to Jeff before we went live, and I would say this is a top 3 moment, really, in modern wrestling. I mean, one being the formation of AEW, the second being the return of CM Punk, and the third being Vince McMahon stepping down. This is excellent news for anyone like me who just felt so disenfranchised. You grow up as a fan, and it becomes something that's so important to you. And you could definitely argue, that Vince McMahon did do some good in the world of pro wrestling, but only to an extent. This is not a show to praise the guy. He built an empire, that's for sure, but it was definitely an evil empire by the end of things. But this is an excellent moment. Vince McMahon retiring. We're going to get into all the news. If you weren't able to follow it, it kind of broke late in the day today. It was a great day for me to work from home. I'll tell you that much. I was very lucky. I know, Jeff, you were kind of stuck with work today, but I was able to work from home, so I had some extra time on my hands.
Yeah, speaking of which, I actually got to clock out real fast. Holy shit.
Oh, damn. So what's going on with Stephanie?
So she is already gone. They ended her speech with the "Thank you, Vince" chants, and the Street Profits have come out of the audience as if they were the Shield from back in the day. I've never seen them do that. Don't know why they did that.
Yep. But yeah, well, what's up, everybody in the chat? I see Juan's here, the coach is here, Big T's here, Maduga's here.
Ooh, Jacqueline's here.
Yeah. Are they going to call Brock unprofessional too? We're going to talk about that.
Well,
Big
there
T
is
came,
rumors that Vince actually called him or messaged him and begged him not to walk out, so he may still show up.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely had saw too, and it's in the report I have. I do have some. I did a little bit of grab, and I did what I could, to get everybody. Oh, that's really good. That get everyone the info, so that way we can go through it all. dissect it, discuss it. Jeff, you said you're keeping an eye on SmackDown. This isn't necessarily a watch along, but Jeff, you're allowed to
yes,
to do it tonight just for the sake of, we want to see what's going to go down.
I will
That being said,
interject when necessary.
Sure. I mean, Bruce Pritchard is still in charge. So, in terms of creative. So, I'm not expecting much to change in the immediate landscape of World Wrestling Entertainment. But no, this is huge news. This is monumental, man. And again, we're gonna unpack it. We're gonna talk about it. Say how I feel about it. Say how you feel about it. We're gonna want to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. Please sound off, and we'll do our best to get to everybody so we can read everybody's comments. But so let's start at the beginning. Are you down with that?
Yeah, go right ahead. I actually have the messages that they put out, if that's where you're going.
The messages. What are we talking about?
So here? The actual post that they put out, for, Ryan Satin, he had the Vince McMahon retires, the official release from the WWE.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have you read that, but there was something else that happened today that originally I made in my notes for us to talk about on the show. I thought it was going to... So originally, on Fridays, I do try to kind of think out about what we want to talk about here on the show, because Rampage is generally a shorter show than Dynamite, so we end up kind of cutting the podcast about like 40 minutes short usually, because there just isn't that much to talk about. That being said, we were doing the Broken Predictions Championship exhibition prediction show tonight as well, so I wasn't trying too hard, but news broke this morning that Triple H was taking back over in charge of talent relations. And originally, I was like, okay, this is something that we could definitely talk about, and it's definitely noteworthy, and it's a step in the right direction inside that company.
Now, what's funny about that, I want to interject real fast, is what did you say to me when I sent that to you?
What, the Triple H news?
Yes. You said Vince is still there.
Exactly. That's what I said. I did, in fact, say that, and that's how I felt. I was like, it's a step in the right direction, but Vince McMahon is still in the company, so nothing matters. It doesn't matter. Not in the grand scheme of things. So originally, I'm like, okay, this is going to lead to a good show. And I also kind of had split that off in my mind to another topic. That being, does AEW need to necessarily beat WWE as it is now? And like, what is like the success of, like, how do we gauge the success of it? And it was this whole thing, right? So I was like, this is going to be an interesting show. We can have something to talk about, and it'll be fun. Yes, Juan, hallelujah. Jeff did a great job with the celebration. The music was fire, and the confetti continues to fall. I liked the green confetti for the King's Court, though. That was a great touch.
This was quite short notice to get all that done, while I was on my break.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I'm the one that requested all these things. And I asked Jeff a lot to do a lot while he was at work, but he absolutely crushed it. So
I don't know if you guys were able to hear the cork come out, but I just popped a bottle of peach mead that I brewed myself 1 year ago. This was brewed last year. And I'm about to pour this into my Viking horn glass to celebrate here. So you go ahead and continue there.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've got my own too. I don't usually drink on the podcast or the stream, but this is the fancy stuff. This is some Grey Goose and some grenadine and some Coca-Cola. It is. Oh, it's my favorite. It's incredible. It's pricey, but
it actually sounds banging.
Oh, it's so good, and the wife makes it excellent. She's my bartender. And
so basically, Grey Goose and cherry Coke.
Basically, but I prefer the sweetness of the grenadine as opposed to like the Coke. Like I like cherry Coke. But in terms of this, like with the Grey Goose, like you got to go with the grenadine and the Coke separate.
Oh, this is so
anyway.
good.
Big T saying, "What we have learned today, class: always keep it in your pants, and the untouchable is always touchable. Karma is truly the ultimate chairman." Juan wants Jeff to drink it like Steve Austin. Don't let it go to waste.
Yeah, it's too precious, man. I aged it for a year. If it was just something I brewed a couple days ago, I would have Austined it for sure.
But so anyway, so it was a very interesting morning. Cheers indeed, Juan. Cheers to anybody who's also enjoying and celebrating. It's man, what a what an evening, what a day. But so I had the show planned, and I thought this is going to be great. And Jeff also spent his day productively. He made a merch commercial, which you saw at the open of the stream. And please check out our merch stand. Jeff and I are working to get some good merch up there. I kind of crank out the ideas, and he makes them happen. So he has some ideas of his own, though. Not to take it away from him.
Wait, all right.
Um,
Let's get rid of that confetti so we stop hurting everybody's eyeballs there. That should be good.
Okay. If everyone wants to see the confetti return, just let us know, and
Yeah.
Jeff can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll take it easy for a little bit. Big T asking if I can grab the sword and raise it high and yell for CM Punk. At some point, it's kind of mounted to the wall, so it would actually be a total pain in the ass for me to kind of undo it. The ways the screws hold it up. So I don't know if I will, but if who knows? We'll see. I am very happy. If there's a night for me to do it, this is probably one of those nights, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Anyways, so the news breaks out with Triple H, and I do in fact tell you that, it doesn't matter as long as Vince McMahon is there, but change in the right direction, right? Absolutely. And then I'm on Twitter, because again, I worked from home today, so I kind of was just kind of hanging out. I ran an errand today during the day, which I probably shouldn't have done, but it is what it is. I got all my work done regardless. But I come back, I'm kind of sitting around. We just had lunch, the wife and I, and I'm on Twitter, and the news breaks, and Vince McMahon posts a tweet. Jeff, would you like to read that tweet? You said you have it, or you have the...
I don't have his tweet. I have the official statement from WWE.
Okay, I'm going to pull up his tweet real quick. I didn't have that one ready. I had everything else ready, just not that one. But anyways, so Vince McMahon tweets out, and this was about 4 hours ago. He says, "At 77, time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever, together. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag thankful." Juan saying at the end of the show, we can have the confetti return. I like that idea. Big T, thank you for the dedication, hours of entertainment weekly. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't really be here. Yeah. So thank you.
Absolutely. You guys make it all worth the effort. Juan's asking if I follow Vince on Twitter. No, I don't, but luckily I follow people that will get the news to me. So I didn't see it directly, but it was retweeted. I'm trying to think who exactly tweeted it first. I don't remember who exactly I saw. I was more in shock. And then, of course, I go into the Broken Tables podcast Discord, and shout out to Big T, the King's Court, just doing that work. We both reported on it at the same time. So that was, I think Big T actually kind of beat me by like a second, too. I saw it was like typing in the chat. I was like, Big T's typing. I'm like, he has no idea what I'm about to drop on him, but he did.
But he did.
But yeah, so this is a crazy thing that comes out. And of course, I think the original, there's some speculation, some hesitation saying like, oh, maybe it's a work, maybe it's a story. Did we see the TK tweet? Absolutely I did. I was already working my way to that.
Yeah, that's why I said Tony Khan is savage, man. Tony
Khan, man, I love this guy. He is incredible. He is everything that I need from my guy who runs things. So Tony Khan, this is like a few minutes later. Tony Khan was pretty on the ball on this. Tony Khan said, "Thanks to you wrestling fans and your great support of AEW. I am grateful to now be the longest tenured CEO in pro wrestling. Thank you very much to every single person who watches AEW on TV. See you Friday night for Rampage on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight."
So my question is that even true? Because there's New Japan, and hasn't that guy owned it for more than 3 years? I don't know.
I don't know either.
My first thought is that true?
My first thought is, yeah, TK. I fucking love Tony Khan.
I immediately was like, dude, what a savage.
I love this guy. And you know what? This is a victory in and of itself for AEW, right? Because, people said the AEW wasn't going to last, and here it is, 3+ years going strong, and we're, and they're killing it. I mean, it's a testament to, the fans that just really loved pro wrestling and didn't want to stop loving pro wrestling. And again, it's at the beginning of the show we talked, I talked briefly about how WWE like really drove people away. It drove me away. We've talked about it a few times on the show. And Vince McMahon is pretty much the number one guy to blame for that. Like this guy, like beat the love of pro wrestling out of me. Like I fucking hated it at one point. You know what I mean? It wasn't good. It really sucked. I would painfully watch Raw and SmackDown. I would suffer through it, and then I would invite all my friends over to watch the pay-per-views, and we would just bitch about it and not have a good time every month, to the point where people stopped coming over. And I was just kind of like, yeah, this fucking blows. This really sucks. But then AEW came along, and it's, and now like the love of pro wrestling is stronger than it's ever been, even when WWE was really at its best. I mean, yes, there are guys in WWE in the era back, in the bygone era that love, but in terms of overall, like I personally, and this is probably going to come off as bias and fandom. It is what it is. I don't really care. I put AEW's best against anything WWE ever put out, ever.
Oh.
And that's just me. That's fine. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to. That's fine. And it's a hot take. Big T in the chat saying, I just hope that all the women that were affected throughout the tenure of this monster's history can truly find just a little bit of closure tonight. And for the ones that we've lost, this is for you. Here.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was really about AEW, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Because we were talking about the Tony Khan tweet. Let's see.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things that wound up happening during this whole Vince announcing his retirement is immediately Brock Lesnar walked out on SmackDown is that's the rumor going around right now. Haven't seen
I have
him
it in
yet.
my notes, but we could talk about that now if you want.
Okay, what were you going on to next?
I was going to kind of start just reading off the whole Fightful story.
Okay, yeah.
Because I hadn't really gotten to that yet. But I mean, we could talk about Brock. I mean, hey, man, like whatever you want to do. We're gonna be here for a little while. We're all having a good time. We're celebrating. So what do you want to do?
Let's go with what you were saying there. I'll just say that we have not seen Brock Lesnar as of yet, so it does look as if it's true at the moment.
Okay. Well, you're on Brock Watch, so
yes.
All right. So the following part is coming through Fightful. Vince McMahon announced his retirement at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, saying, the quote that we talked about earlier. Fightful has been told there was an all-hands-on-deck meeting at 5 p.m. They reported earlier today that the new EVP of Talent Relations, Triple H, CEO Stephanie McMahon, and President Nick Khan were all set to be in Boston for the site of SmackDown tonight. So, I mean, clearly, this Vince McMahon retirement thing was in the works as early as this morning. Reports were actually coming out that this decision was made by Vince actually 10 days ago.
Okay.
This has been something that was actually on Vince's mind for about a week plus. Which we're going to get to because I also have another bullet. I have a lot of bullet points, so excuse me. I tried to make sure I was as thorough as possible for everybody.
Yeah.
Maduga saying he saw that they're planning to replace Brock with Goldberg. Yep, that is the current running plan, which we'll also talk about when we get to it.
The only way that does not go over horribly is if as Goldberg's coming to the ring, the lights turn off and Wyatt destroys him, and then it's Wyatt versus Roman. There's no way that they can do Goldberg.
Big T, the WWE's in Boston tonight at the TD Garden. Anyways, carrying on. A mass message was sent out to those within WWE from Vince announcing the news. There have been heavy moves made within WWE and we're told to expect more. One talent immediately contacted us and said they'll believe it once shows come and go and he's no longer involved, which is fair.
That's how I felt when I saw it.
Yeah. Another, upon hearing the news, said they were surprised as they expected Vince to be with the company until he dies. So that was the initial reporting from Fightful.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Vince intended to be with the company until he dies, but, the situation at hand didn't seem to permit that, you know?
Yeah. So, and again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. We will get to that. I have plenty of things to talk about. This is a second update, a follow-up update. There was one more afterwards, so this is the second of the third reports from Fightful. It has been confirmed to Fightful by WWE that Vince McMahon is retiring from all active roles in the company. They claim that this is not a storyline. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan have been named co-CEOs, eliminating the interim title from Stephanie's role. Those that we spoke to believe the decision was made last week. The news came as a shock to most within WWE. There were immediate internal rumors that Brock Lesnar was very pissed off about the news and left, as reported by Brian Alvarez. Fightful can confirm that they've also heard this rumor. It was confirmed to them that Brock Lesnar was slated to be all over SmackDown tonight and abruptly left. They haven't heard on if he plans on returning. So we can talk about Brock now. I was on Twitter, and Brian Alvarez did in fact tweet. He's saying, I'm hearing a lot of different reports that Brock Lesnar walked out tonight.
Yeah, I heard people say he said something along the lines of, if he's gone, I'm gone.
Yes, that is also what I heard. So
that's wild.
So, I mean, Brock Lesnar, clearly loyal to Vince McMahon. Brock, reportedly, this is all reports, Brock very upset that Vince is retiring. Also very upset that he was caught off guard about Vince retiring. I think in the Discord today, I think it was either Juan or Big T speculated that it was very odd that Vince stepped down right before SummerSlam. And I'm going to tell you later on why. We'll get to it, but there is a reason for it. But yeah, rumor is that Brock walked out. And the current working plan, if they can't get Brock back in, is to get Bill Goldberg to do a match. And let me just say that out of anything that WWE could do to replace Brock Lesnar after Vince McMahon leaves, the literal worst thing you could do is you do Bill Goldberg. Yeah. Like the absolute worst. Yeah. That is like literally like you could list every idea to put up again in that match and rank them. And at the very bottom is fucking Bill Goldberg. It's really bad.
It's funny to think of it that way, actually.
It is. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst thing you could do.
And what's funny about that is, for us as the fans, that's like the worst case scenario, Goldberg, right?
Right,
for them on their board, like if they have the draft board, it's flipped. That's number one on their list.
Yeah. And again, I do have a discussion point for us later on about it, but if I'm them, if I'm Stephanie and Nick and Triple H, I'm picking someone else. I'm throwing Theory out there. I'm throwing Seth out there. Again, I don't know. We don't know what's going on with Bray. But if it's going to be Bray, I would throw Bray out there and have Bray beat Roman. Honestly, that's what you would do. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
If I was suddenly thrown in charge of WWE, I would make a lot of changes. But SummerSlam main event, I would, if you have Bray. If you have him. If you don't, you don't have him. Well, if you have him,
that's where I think this Goldberg thing is leading. You know what I mean? Like, the dude is, nobody wants to see him. They have to know that. People are already, they don't want to see that match. So I feel like that might be, a ruse.
So Sean, what's up, Sean? Welcome to the show. He's assuming that Bruce Pritchard will be gone after SummerSlam.
Him and Kevin Dunn, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. That's really what it comes down to. Juan's top 3 replacements are for Bork Laser is AJ Styles, 2 Gunther, which can we just call him Walter again? 3 Steve Austin. Okay. Big T said, I'm sorry, but I don't see what the big deal is with Goldberg behind being the replacement. He's a fresh young talent. You got me.
You had him for a second, T.
Yeah, I was reading it, and it's like they had us in the first half. Not gonna lie. Yeah, good job with that.
That was funny. That was good.
You worked me, man. You really worked me there. I was like, Big T, what do you say? Sean saying he thinks what makes sense storyline wise is Roman versus Drew versus Sheamus. That would also be better. Again, like there's literally everything we could think of. We could sit here for 2 hours and make up all these different ideas for who should face Roman at SummerSlam. And literally every single one of them is better. Every single one.
I'm actually in on the Roman Drew Sheamus.
Yeah, I think that would be a solid main event. I mean, as far as WWE goes, but Juan agrees with Jeff, but people outside the U.S. do want to see him.
That is
Juan
true, man.
Says, yeah, those in Saudi go crazy for him. Which okay, we'll get into all of that as well.
You're not lying, Juan. You're not lying. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Let's see here. So let's move on a little bit. I think that's all we got for the Brock news. Oh, there was, I think you said it earlier, there is a report going around that Vince is currently trying to get in touch with Brock and trying to convince him to stay, saying like, you walking out is walking out on me. How, you can't leave them like this. Don't leave them like this. Now I think it really interesting. Let's just talk about the Colts, because the Colts having a rough night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're having a rough one right now too. Shinsuke Nakamura just lost to the worst interference I've ever seen by Gunther. Gunther he gave him a tiny little forearm as he was going to the ropes.
So Big T saying throw Shane O'Mac in there. Now see, that's better than Goldberg too. I would absolutely take that. I
think Shane O'Mac bailed when he saw this shit coming. He was like, I am out. Peace.
Shane has always been the smartest of the McMahons. I'm sorry. Like, I've always thought that. Like, this guy, he's always known when to get out. Like, he's always known. Like, oh, they're going to PG and they're going to be doing all this dumb shit. I'm out. Oh, my father's heinous crimes are coming to light. I'm out. But yeah, it's just it's something else. It's absolutely something else. Anyways,
what is he?
What?
So after this guy Ludwig, who is Gunther's little lackey guy, whenever he loses, Gunther hits him with some chest chops. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell what Gunther's trying to do to him right now, but he's like telling him to get down.
Okay.
Oh no, he's just gonna give him some more chest chops.
Okay. Anyways, carrying on. The all hands on deck meeting that was supposed to happen at 5:00 wasn't as all hands on deck as originally portrayed. Fightful was told that several Raw talent weren't required to attend, and it was simply a quick goodbye to those that were there. The internal message to staff initially received was that Vince was retiring, and he wants them to continue waving the flag of WWE. Talent were told in a meeting at Money in the Bank weeks ago that Vince was here to stay and wasn't going anywhere. Thus far, Fightful has heard from several people in the company who have not been told who is running the creative ends of things for either show at this point. There are rampant rumors, and they're unconfirmed, by the way, among talent that they expect Kevin Dunn to be the next to leave, even though Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard are the points of contact for the show tonight. When the same talent speculated that John Laurinaitis would be ousted, that ended up being the case. Kevin Dunn was part of the talent meeting on Friday, today. Vince McMahon is actively being investigated by the WWE board for sexual misconduct, allegations tied to claims of sexual coercion, and NDAs.
Lots of NDAs.
So, Jeff, you said you had hold on real quick. Big T saying, so now that Vince is gone, can we call him Walter and send this guy on a rocket ship to the title?
So he's actually the Intercontinental Champion right now. And it looks like people have accepted this Gunther name. I mean, it is what it is. I was super against it at first, but it's not like we were going to make them change their minds. So, it's just yelling at a brick wall to keep calling him Walter, really.
Sure.
But, yeah, I get what you're saying, Big T. Like, Walter, there was no reason to change that name. It was so perfect for him. I don't understand, but it is what it is.
Right. So you said you had the press release from WWE, correct?
Yes. So
why don't you go ahead and take a second to read that real quick?
Let's hop over to that one. All right. So this comes from Ryan Satin. He posted this. Vince McMahon today released the following statement. As I approach 77 years old, I feel it's time for me to retire as chairman and CEO of WWE. Throughout the years, it's been a privilege to help WWE bring you joy, inspire you, thrill you, surprise you, and always entertain you. I would like to thank my family for mightily contributing to our success. And I would also like to thank all of our past and present superstars and employees for their dedication and passion for our brand. Most importantly, I would like to thank our fans for allowing us into your homes every week and being your choice of entertainment. I hold the deepest appreciation and admiration for our generations of fans all over the world who have liked, currently like, and sometimes even love our form of sports entertainment. Our global audience can take comfort in knowing WWE will continue to entertain you with the same fervor, dedication, and passion as always. I am extremely confident in the continued success of WWE, and I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives, in particular, both Chairwoman and co-CEO Stephanie McMahon and co-CEO Nick Khan. As the majority shareholder, I will continue to support WWE in any way I can. My personal thanks to our community and business partners, shareholders, and board of directors for their guidance and support through the years. Then, now, forever, together. So we got there that he is still the majority shareholder, which still puts that little bit of doubt in me whether he's going to be involved or not. And we've heard over these past couple of months that optics are a really big deal to them. You know, they talk about optics a lot. And the optics of this would seem to be excellent, right? Everyone's celebrating and all that, but you know, what if it's just for some optics and he's hiding in the shadows like the Wizard of Oz, man, but the evil one?
Well, here's the thing. So I know the Colts having a rough day. It's going to get worse. So this past week, right? They do this weird thing with Titus on Monday night. They do this weird promo we talked about on Wednesday. They open the show and you know, we were talking about it here on the Broken Tables podcast, and it was such an odd statement, right? And so people are speculating, and there was one source that I saw tweet out. I don't remember the name, but I know that they're pretty in the know. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember the account, but they said, "Buckle up for the news." So, what we have to think about it again. Vince has always held on to this company with an iron grip, and so for him to retire, you know. Something else is coming. Something else really big, and we don't know what it is. If I had to guess, it's a Friday night right now. I think Monday morning we're gonna get something really big. Would you agree?
Oh, you're saying like you think more news is gonna drop on Monday? That's why they dropped this on Friday?
So here's my thing. Yes, I am saying that, but let me elaborate. So the reports are saying that Vince has known he's going to do this for about a week. Right? So on Monday, for no reason at all, because like there was nothing happened leading up to that Monday Night Raw that would cause Titus, they grabbed this guy out of catering, the ultimate WWE shill. They grab this guy, they put him out there, and he gives this rousing speech about how inclusive WWE is and how it's a safe space for everyone. And Diet Pepsi's gross, Big T. I'm sorry. Like at least
just calls him out straight up. Diet Pepsi's gross.
It is gross. Like what are you doing? What are you actually? What are you doing, man? Diet Pepsi's not allowed in the King's Court. I'm just letting you know. You're gonna have to drink a Pepsi or drink a Diet Coke. No Diet Pepsi. Anyways. They do this weird promo, and then they do, and then this happens, right? So clearly, and we talked about it on Wednesday. The Monday promo, one, Pepsi's fine. It's Diet Pepsi that I have a problem with. I mean, it's not like if I sit down in a place and they say is Pepsi okay, I'm like, do I have a choice? So yeah, it's fine. But so they do, like, Vince retires, and it just, I don't know, man. There's so much like PR stuff going on right now that I can't help but feel that we're gonna get something big. No doubt.
Yeah, I think you might be right, man.
Thank you, Big T. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, all this PR stuff leading up to this, and then Vince is just walking away. Like a lot of people, myself included, were like, oh, well, it's Vince is going to have to die for things to change. And then all of a sudden on a Friday afternoon, 3 hours before SmackDown, this dude's like, yeah, you know what? A week before SummerSlam, yeah, you know what? I'm calling it, guys. Peace out later. You know, top guys out. You know, I'm just like, no, that's not. No. Like, there's no way that Vince McMahon was just like, he woke up a week ago, a week before SummerSlam. I was just like, all right, that's it. I'm done. No. So I do think that something's coming, something big, and I don't want to like kind of shit on people, but like all those clowns who are like thanking Vince for all he's done, I feel like it's going to age really poorly. It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
And also, so with the optic thing, like, yes, Vince is still a shareholder, and Vince has voting power. That is definitely a truth. That is a truth. But Vince is not making decisions. Shareholders don't make decisions necessarily in a company. They can absolutely influence it, and they vote on things. But at the end of the day, Vince is not, like, he's just not in the company anymore. And again, you're right. Like, there is room for some hesitance. But I think the fact that Vince McMahon straight up said, "I retire," it does add that level of, like, what was the difference then between this and letting himself be head of creative? Like, why would he change it? So I don't know. I do think that there is a level of finality to this. I think that whatever is coming, and I think Vince knows that, and I think Vince, as a shareholder, as you know, even once Vince is gone, Vince wants WWE to live on and be successful. I do think that. I think that Vince is delusional and he's wrong, but I think that if Vince had his way, every single person in the world would watch WWE for the rest of their lives, long after Vince is dead. That's what he would want.
I mean, think about it though. If you were the owner of that company, you would want the same thing. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying is, I don't think Vince is going to try to sabotage the company. Vince knows he's about to take an L.
Oh yeah.
He's about to take the biggest L of all time. Hold on, Jeff, can you read this Big T comment for me real quick while I take a sip of my beverage?
So Big T says he heard a rumor that Vince used to have the company jet flown to African villages, and Vince would sit in the middle of the village and eat the steak in front of the villagers. That can't be true. What?
I don't know. What's your source?
Come on, T. Come on.
Juan saying Vince hanged up the boots. So obviously all this news breaks, and we get one more update from Fightful. This is more of a Brock Lesnar update. Tonight's SmackDown was rewritten pretty heavily to not feature Brock Lesnar. Producers and some members of creative were told that Bruce Pritchard is taking over Vince McMahon's television duties moving forward. Producers were also told that Bruce Pritchard is taking some direction from Vince as the transition takes place.
Okay.
So that is the latest update with that. So how about some history, Jeff? You like history, right?
Yeah. Love it.
Okay. Fun fact. This is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow everybody's mind. Do you know that it was 28 years ago to this date, July 22nd, 1994, that Vince McMahon was cleared of all charges in the steroid trial?
I thought you were going to make it like a trivia question for me. I totally knew this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
oh, you're good. But yeah, I was going to say this was the day he was cleared of all charges in the steroid case.
Yeah. And so, let's see if I can find the other thing I liked. So here's a quick timeline breakdown. We're going to go over a quick little timeline breakdown of this whole thing, right? June 15th, Wall Street Journal breaks the initial story about Vince McMahon and the paralegal, that whole story. June 17th, 2 days later, Stephanie is named interim CEO and returns to the company, and Vince's now infamous SmackDown appearance. June 20th, 3 days later, Vince joins Raw for another appearance. June 21st, John Laurinaitis is removed. July 8th, the second Wall Street Journal story. July 22nd, Vince McMahon retires. Stephanie is made chairwoman and co-CEO. Nick Khan, co-CEO. And Triple H is the EVP of Talent Relations. So we're talking like a month here. It's been about a month. About a month and some change.
Okay.
Comes at you fast.
Yeah.
So Maduga's saying there are some people that think WWE is going to be good now, but as CM Punk said, I think nothing's going to change. We're gonna talk about that. I'm also still skeptical. I'm happy. There is reason to be happy, but there's also reason to be skeptical.
Yes.
Big T saying, nah, Jeff, he actually used to go to the roof of the headquarters, buck naked, swinging around like a helicopter, and yell, "You'll never catch me." Okay. What's your source, Big T?
You're crazy,
sources,
T.
bro. Need the sources. Can't just report on stuff like that. All right, so let's go down to some other some talking points, and let's get your thoughts on it, Jeff, because I've done a lot of talking. So how do you feel about, let's start with Triple H being EVP of Talent Relations and Nick Khan and Steph being co-CEOs? What are your thoughts on that?
So let's start with the Triple H thing. I think that is an excellent move to put Triple H back in there. 100% believe that that's Stephanie making her first move as, co-chairwoman. It must have been signed off on by Nick Khan. You know what I mean? So there's that as well. I don't know how I feel about Nick Khan being a co-CEO with Stephanie. That feels a little odd to me, as if okay, we know that this guy's taking over eventually now. It just seems a little too obvious you doing that,
So let me give you some thoughts, right? So I think I have to move this microphone cord. The microphone cord is all sorts of jumbled up. Excuse me. There we go. Let me tell you what I think. I think that Nick Khan is taking over the company.
Oh, of course.
I think that this has been a masterfully played game of chess. No matter how you feel about WWE, no matter how you feel about Vince McMahon, no matter how you feel about Nick Khan fucking did something that nobody else in history has been able to do. And that's take out Vince McMahon. And that's fucking wild. And he deserves, fuck it. He deserves a cheers. Cheers. Cheers to Nick Khan.
Cheers. Hold on, I gotta grab my glass. It's tough, this Viking horn. Cheers,
Okay.
sir.
Cheers.
Ding.
What's up, cool?
I got a
DJ
drink out of
Gaming?
this other glass. Something flew into my Viking horn there. I got another one here.
Cool DJ Gaming says, honestly happy to hear Triple H is back, but Bruce just seems so off. Yeah, I mean, I'm also happy that Triple H is back. He has been, we've been very clear on the podcast. I'm a big Triple H guy. I don't watch WWE anymore. They chased me away as a fan. I am definitely one of the disenfranchised ones who grew up loving WWE, and now I can't stomach it. But Triple H was a guy that I always kind of felt like he had the best interest at heart. Bruce Pritchard still being there is still very disgusting and concerning.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be there for long. I think his days are numbered.
Big T said every morning Khan woke up and punched Vince's photo. But yeah. So Nick Khan has done what no one else has been able to do, and he's been able to get rid of Vince McMahon, and that's incredible. So I think Nick Khan is still playing this game of chess, where I don't think Stephanie's going to be there long. I do think Triple H is there to stay. I do think that. but I do think Stephanie's ready to call it. I think Triple H has such a love for the business to his core that I do think Triple H wants to stay there and make that place better. Yeah. I don't think Stephanie is in it for that. She quit, she left, and they brought her back.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be there for too long, but you got to realize she just became the most powerful female CEO possibly in the United States. Like, don't quote me on that, because I'm not very versed in all the CEOs of the world, but she is one of the most powerful women CEOs on the planet now, like, for sure.
Yeah, I think you'd have to definitely, like, she's definitely in the conversation, that's for sure.
So, they'd be crazy to not utilize that and, advertise that woman CEO, they'll put that out there everywhere. They gotta.
Yeah. Juan in the chat saying maybe they wanted to be 100% certain on The Rock being at WrestleMania, and having Nick Khan as co-owner was their way of doing that. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a reason for it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think Nick Khan is pretty much 95% done his plan. Excuse me, to take over the company.
Oof. Yeah. I know Vince is still the majority shareholder, though, since, he said that in that statement from WWE today. I don't know if he's as close to taking over as we might think, but, it's really obvious that he is next in line to take this thing over. I mean, what else could happen? He's named co-CEO. Like, what else could happen after that?
Again, I do just think that regardless of the shareholder status, look, I've always been the one here on the show that, like, because, like, when Vince stepped down as CEO, I was very like, this doesn't really change anything. Like, it's big news, but it doesn't really change anything. I'm sitting here now saying that now this is big news. Like, this is definitely something worth noting. It's definitely noteworthy, and it definitely matters that it happened.
For sure.
And I do think that while he has voting power, his power is now extremely limited. He doesn't have a say in anything that goes on creatively. He doesn't have a say in anything like that. It's like shareholders have influence, but they don't have power. It's like Nintendo, right? So like there was a guy who was a shareholder of Nintendo, and he literally went and bought Nintendo shares so he could show up at a shareholders meeting and ask, "Are you guys making another F-Zero game?" And Nintendo said, "No, we're not right now."
He wasted his money.
He did, but my point is that shareholders, like, obviously there's a big difference between a guy buying enough shares to speak at a meeting and Vince McMahon owning like 40 or 80%, whatever it is, of the shares. But it's still something. It's definitely a significant thing. And again, the word retire, I feel like the fact that Vince is openly willing to use the word retire, Vince is a very prideful guy, obviously. So I think that him saying I'm retiring, kind of actually take it at face value for what it is.
Yeah, right.
Because Vince has always said, I will never retire. I'm going to be doing this till the wheels fall off and I die, and stuff like that. And he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a shock to read the words retiring, but I mean, no, we're not stupid. The fans aren't stupid anymore. We all have the internet now, and most of us are listening to podcasts now. So, I mean, we all know what's going on, and, it is what it is. But I was in shock. Like, remember how nonchalant I was about it? You're like, dude, this is a fucking huge deal. And I was like,
Yeah, it was kind of funny because, like, Jeff's driving me fucking crazy. I wanted to go live, like, almost as soon as the story broke. But Jeff is like, because I want to talk to everybody about it and get everybody's, like, reactions and stuff. And Jeff is like, I work till 10 o'clock. And I'm like, or no, he's like, I work till 8 and I have plans tonight. And I'm like, Jeff, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm literally in the Discord talking to Juan and Big T and, like, showing the texts. I'm just like, I don't understand what's wrong with Jeff, but somebody needs to help him. Like, somebody needs to make sure he's okay. Because, like, you had, like, no pulse at all about this whole story.
I mean, I got more excited when Brock left SmackDown. I was like, yeah, Brock left. I was like, let's talk about that, but once I started, like, once it sunk in, and everybody started reporting it, and I saw it from a lot of different sources, I was like, wow, he's really gone. He really is gone. And then I started getting all excited and pumped.
Jeff, can you read Big T's comment for me, please, while I take a drink?
Oh, I can't read that. Vince used to paint his face like Papa Shango and yell obscenities at school-age kids waiting for the bus. I would need confirmation on that, T.
What's your source, Big T? Who do you know? What's your source? Sorry, I'm still enjoying my beverage. I'm almost at the end of my cup.
Still no Brock yet.
I don't think we're going to see him. I don't think it's a work.
Well, like I said, Vince was begging him to go back, so that's all I'm looking for.
Well, that's true. I could see maybe he shows up like at the very end. It's possible, but it depends. Maybe the guy already got on a plane. He's already flying home. He can't make it back in time.
That'd be crazy.
So let's continue our discussions, right? Because we've kind of already gone over the story, but now we're just kind of bullet pointing. We're doubling down, going back for everyone that's joining us. Thank you to everyone that's currently in here with us. If you could leave us a like and a subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Stick around because we will, after we're done talking about the Vince McMahon story, we will be doing a Rampage watch along, which I'm really excited for the rap battle tonight between Max Caster and Austin Gunn. And then immediately following Rampage, we're going to be doing our prediction show for Death Before Dishonor, which is tomorrow night, Jeff. Man, we're living the dream right now. Nothing but wrestling.
Oh, I know, man. There's wrestling every night if you want it, but a little bit too much. There's a couple of nights that I don't think we're gonna get to, you know what I'm saying? But it's a wild time to be a wrestling fan. There's wrestling every night if you want it.
Absolutely. All right. So next point of discussion for us, Jeff, we're going back around. So the Brock Lesnar thing, right? We talked about that. We talked about Brock Lesnar. He walked out. He's upset. He's probably not coming back, and they're planning on using Goldberg to replace him. The SummerSlam is 8 days away, and he's their main event against Roman Reigns for both titles. Now, Big T pointed out. Now this is my source, Big T. He's not really hitting it with the good sources tonight, the good news tonight, but he did post on the Discord a leaked action figure from Comic-Con with Brock Lesnar, a Brock Lesnar figure holding both belts, something that Brock has never done. So, excuse me, that alcohol, man. There's a reason to believe that Brock was going to beat Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and fortunately for them, they can just be like, no, we just made this with 2 belts because he's won both belts in his career. They have an easy way out on it. But yeah, it really looks like they meant to make a Universal Champion Brock Lesnar WWE Ultimate. I actually have The Undertaker and Kane right up here. Same box. And yeah, that doesn't look like they're going to be able to put, Undisputed Champion on there.
Yeah, Big T said it was Ringside Collectibles. Big T saying, don't forget, Vince McMahon is the guy that watched Michael Tarver raise his hand to ask a question, only for Vince to thank Shelton for his question. Do you have a source, Big T? Anyways.
Well, so Ringside Collectibles, I believe, are the ones that posted that picture because it was on the picture. But I think Mattel is actually who was credited for accidentally revealing that.
Okay. So anyway, Brock Lesnar, he's gone. Let's say he's not coming back. Goldberg is the plan. What would you do?
You have to pay Bray Wyatt whatever in God's name he wants, and you have to have him ambush Goldberg before the match, during the match, whatever. And Wyatt needs to replace Goldberg. That's the only thing that makes sense with Goldberg.
Okay. Well, I hope you're wrong. Because I don't, regardless of change, I mean, the change isn't there yet. So I do want Bray to end up in AEW, admittedly. Also, if Bray ends up in WWE, that means that the Dark Order is officially dead. So,
yeah,
kind of hoping that he's going there for that reason as well. Brian Myers actually confirmed the last one. Yeah, I kind of figured that sounded actually kind of on the nose, so I kind of believe you on that one, Big T. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that's the way to go. Other crazy idea, pick one of the guys in your locker room and just have him go out there and have him face
Seriously.
Roman. What's AJ Styles doing?
AJ Styles is a great replacement. I'm
think
sure
he's
I've
even
seen it, but I
close.
don't remember. AJ versus Roman would be decent. I would actually be okay with that. You
Why
even
not
got
just have Theory? Like, here's the thing, right? I don't like Theory, right? Why not just have Theory come out and say, "I'm going to cash in on you because Brock's not doing business."
yeah.
You know,
You could do Edge.
So
You
here's a
got Edge with
tangent.
all these promos.
So here's a tangent for you, because the Colt's having a bad day. The Colt that was very like, oh, Sasha and Naomi, they're unprofessional, but now Brock walking out is completely different. It's not the same thing at all. What how do you feel about all this this discourse in Fedland where they're kind of like, do you see it as the same thing? Sasha walking out and Brock walking out, like
No, not at all. This to me was really, really weird and caught me off guard. This shows that Brock is very loyal to Vince, and I don't know where it came from. I did not know he was like that with Vince. Like, I've seen him throw championship belts at Vince as he's walked through Gorilla. So this caught me off guard big time.
Well, I'm more so referring to professionalism. So let me get to the point. So WWE fans were kind of saying that Sasha and Naomi were unprofessional, but Brock doing what Brock did is not unprofessional.
Oh, he did it, 2 hours before Sasha and Naomi did.
Right.
But no, it should be the same, should be considered the same thing.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too. I mean, I think if you view one as unprofessional, you got to view the other
Absolutely.
one as unprofessional, I think.
I actually retweeted somebody that tweeted out like a remake of the tweet that said, Sasha and Naomi were very unprofessional tonight, but it said Brock instead. I retweeted that out there.
Yeah. I mean, so like the other thing is though, it's like, I don't know, Juan saying Brock was loyal when he returned. That's when he brought up the possibility of Brock going to AEW. Yeah, Juan said that in the Discord. He's like, what if Brock goes to AEW? I don't know if Tony, I mean, like, it would definitely be a good get for Tony, but I don't know if they want to do that right now. I just don't know if that's in the cards, if that's what they want to do.
So, quick update on SmackDown real fast. We have Sheamus and Butch in the ring, screaming and yelling. And Butch is running around like a crazy, mad animal. And we have a table in the ring. I don't know what the table is there for. It's covered in a big green cloth, but let's see if they throw us a shout out here. Here comes Drew McIntyre.
And Jeff, just because Vince is gone, Jeff is just back to his Fed ways. He's like, oh yeah, the Fed's great, guys. Yeah, I'm watching for Brock. This guy's so happy that he gets to watch. I'm letting him watch SmackDown right now. Before we went live, I was like, yeah, Jeff, if you want to keep an eye on SmackDown tonight, I understand. And he's like, oh, absolutely, sir. Oh, I'll watch SmackDown all night, every night, for the rest of my life.
Nah, I actually really wanted to see what Stephanie had to say, but it was just her normal.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect anything.
And then she started a Vince chant. Oh, that really irritated me.
Well, it's the Colt, man. The Colt's still there. So Kevin Dunn, possibly leaving WWE, and hopefully Bruce Pritchard. Rome, Jeff still watches it behind your back. Yeah, I know. He probably does. This guy is probably sitting there every Monday and every Friday.
No.
Watching the product. And we'll do the show on Wednesday. I'll be like, oh, did you see on Twitter what happened on Raw? And Jeff will be like, no, what happened? I didn't see anything.
I legit only watch YouTube clips now. Tonight's the first time that I've actually turned it on.
And he's having a great time. He's having a fantastic time.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre's threatening everybody with a giant sword. Yeah, it's great. My suspension of disbelief is at its highest right now.
Maduka saying bringing Brock to AEW would be good to get more eyes on the product, but I don't really care about him. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, it's like if you bring him in, like what do you do with him? I mean,
there's nobody that would be the size. There's just nobody. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you bring him in for. Like, maybe you have him come in and do like a one-off or something. I mean, that could be the way I see them doing it. Have him come in, do a match, maybe against Punk, maybe against Mox.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than that,
it's tough for Brock Lesnar to lose matches, when I don't know. I just don't. He doesn't fit AEW at all. I don't know.
I don't know. I
His
think if
guy
Tony
Parker's
Khan
there.
will jump on the chance to get him. I don't know if he will get him.
That kid Parker Boudreaux was like his protege that they fired for whatever crazy ass reason.
Yeah, he's on Dark now.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make a faction with him. He's gonna be good. He follows us on Twitter, by the way.
Shout out to Parker Bordeaux. All right, well, so
Nick, I doubt it. I doubt it, Nick, unless Bray comes back. I really doubt it.
all right, so the coach, right? I don't know how the coach do this, but this was literally my next talking point. So, and it's in my notes, and it's what would it take for me to return to WWE? I was literally about to say that when the coach commented. No, it's so funny. Coach asked the wifey if she wants to give WWE a chance. She said, "Hell no." All right, so let's get into this conversation, Jeff. So we're both, me more so than you, and it's okay. You don't have to fight it. I am an extremely collapsed WWE fan. I'm once loved it. Now I fucking hate it. I was completely the love of it was beaten out of me by Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn and John Laurinaitis and Bruce Pritchard. Juan, we got a few comments. Let's see here real quick. Juan saying he knows Brock ruled off the possibility of going back to UFC months ago, but he wouldn't be surprised if he has thoughts about going back to UFC now that Vince is no longer in charge. I don't think Brock goes back to UFC.
He could if they can pay him. They can pay him if they want.
I just don't know if he could still do it. He's getting a little bit older.
True.
Big T says, Nick, your wife is a very smart woman. I would think tomorrow you should take her to Olive Garden for some breadsticks and salad. Treat her to a nice evening. Don't forget about the chicken and gnocchi soup. That shit is fire.
I've never tried that. I always get the minestrone.
Oh, you got to get the chicken and gnocchi. It's so good. Like we literally sometimes go when we're trying to kind of go the cheap route, but still have a decent
just for that
decent food. Yeah, man, you go to do the unlimited soup and breadsticks, and
oh yeah,
you get the chicken gnocchi, man. And the best part is you can ask for like to-go cups or like to-go bowls, and they'll give you a bowl. Like, so here's the trick, right? Here's how you maximize your money's worth. You ask for a new soup because it's unlimited. They bring you out the soup. Then you take a few bites. You let it sit for a few minutes. She comes back out, the waitress. You ask for a bowl to take it to go. And then while she's doing that, you also ask for another to-go bowl. Now, they've never turned me down. So I usually walk out of there with 2 soups.
Nice.
Like, Big T, exactly. See, that's why you're in the King's Court, Big T. It is soupy crack. It is so good. It is. And, like, I understand it's Olive Garden. You know, and it's like it's not like high class, but like goddamn, that chicken gnocchi soup is so good. It's so fucking good. I don't
nice. So Sheamus just revealed underneath this green cloth a table full of shillelaghs. There's like 15 shillelaghs on this table. I'm guessing they're gonna have a shillelagh match.
All right. Well, I bet Finley's gonna be the special guest referee.
I think his son is in AEW. I don't know if I think he works for
No,
him.
he's in New Japan.
Oh, you're right. But I think he works for AEW, doesn't he?
I don't think he does.
Oh, I could be wrong.
I don't know. Anyways, let's get this talking point going, this conversation. Enough soup for right now.
Yeah.
What would it take for us to return to WWE? So I made a list, Jeff, of things that I would need WWE to change before I return to WWE and watching WWE regularly. Now, I've said it before, and I've said it many. I'll continue to say it. I am not opposed to going back to watching WWE if change happens. At the end of the day, I want to see good wrestling that's easily accessible via mainstream today. So you know, if it's on TV and I can easily access it and its pay-per-views, then that's something that I'm automatically going to be interested in. If it's good, that's what makes me tune in. Jeff, you look like you're having a bit of a headache. Are you okay?
So Drew McIntyre just used his sword to cut a shillelagh in half that was in Sheamus's hand. I'm not going to be like an old man and be like, that was so dangerous, But holy shit, that was dangerous as fuck. And then
So I have an issue
Drew
with the fact
McIntyre, he just raised his sword into the air, and Kane's pyro went off on all 4 turnbuckles. That was where I was rubbing my head. How that made any sense is beyond me, but okay.
All right, anyways. So here's the changes that I need to see WWE happen for me to return. Point number 1. AEW is now my priority as a wrestling fan. No matter how good WWE improves or how much they improve, AEW has made it clear that from day one, it is the wrestling promotion that caters towards my interest in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Between the balance that they have, between the excellent wrestling, excellent storytelling, great promos or excellent promos, and the comedy, which I also value comedy in wrestling. I feel like AEW has such a perfect blend there, and I think Tony Khan, it just in terms of the fan that I am, and obviously everyone has different tastes and different things that interest them. Out of any wrestling company, I feel like Tony Khan, the show he puts on, is the show that is most meant for me. So moving forward, no matter what happens, AEW will always be the priority for me. I just wanted to say that point first. So like if there's ever like a choice, like I have to make a choice, like let's say SmackDown and Rampage ever go head to head, I'm gonna be watching Rampage. It doesn't matter if I start watching WWE again or not.
I'm not gonna repeat what Big T said, but I am gonna disagree with it.
I want to read it. What is it? Here, read it for me. I want to take a sip of my drink.
He says, I said it before, but you can't make I just won't go back. You could have Alexa Bliss in the middle of the ring, buck naked, rubbing her with a Fiend mask, and I still wouldn't watch. Oh God, and Raquel Rodriguez is still smiling like an idiot. Why? He is not gone.
All right. Juan saying if you had to pick one, which has a higher possibility, Brock going to UFC or Brock going to AEW? Going to AEW. I disagree with Big T. I think he's a little bit on the older end. I don't think he's going to go back to UFC. If he goes to either one of those two, I think he does a match in AEW.
It'd be believable for Brock to go back to Japan, a New Japan Brock.
No, I don't think he does that again. Coach saying, sorry, had to pause because his mom was dropping off his son. Guess he needs to join the King's Court after reading your mind, Rome, about what it could take to watch the E again. Yeah, absolutely. Coach, you can join the King's Court. Absolutely.
Yeah, speaking of the King's Court, I think it might be a quick time real fast to reveal my faction name. I finally came up with one. And okay. Let's take a look here real fast. So, because, me being from Las Vegas and all, being Jeffrey Vegas, I came up with the High Rollers. I made myself a pretty decent little High Rollers graphic down there. What do you think?
Waiting for it to show up on my screen.
Okay, you're still on the delay there, but yeah, that's Juan. If you're still here, my man, that's there we go. That's our faction name, High Rollers. So if you would like to join, you can be a card carrying member.
So, I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not the King's Court.
It's definitely not. The King's Court is that is one of my finest creations there. I do like that one.
Anyways, that's fine. I mean, right now the King's Court consists of myself, the Broken Predictions champion, Big T, Jordan, and now the coach. Being in Cali, that would get taken a very different way out there. Big T saying, well, at least WWE fans can look forward to a 48-year-old rated R superstar that will really put the asses in the seats. Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, let's get back on track here. What does WWE need to change for me for me to come back and watch their product?
Well,
number one, absolute first thing, Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard need to leave this company. there was a group of 4 that I had said that I needed to go. Vince, John Laurinaitis, Bruce Pritchard, and Kevin Dunn. 2 of the 4 are gone, which is great. Excuse me, once again, the alcohol. But until all 4 of those guys are gone, that is a starting point for me. That is complete starting point. Jeff is waving at the screen.
I was saying bye to the Kevin, to Bruce Pritchard and Kevin Dunn.
Okay, just making sure. Kevin Dunn, Bruce Pritchard have to go. Number 2, streamline creative. Get rid of your writers. Make Triple H and Paul Heyman head of creative. Have them work with the talent to make their promos and their characters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Number 3. Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
I was just I wanted to throw one of mine in there, but I'm gonna wait until you're done. You're gonna have yours.
Yeah, right. Oh, we had some comments that I lost. Can you read the comments that were before your absolutely comment? Because they disappeared off my screen. I want to make sure we get everybody tonight.
Yeah. So Sean said, I need Raw and SmackDown intros back. Big T said, at least the fans can look forward to a 48-year-old rated R superstar to put the butts in the seats. Sean says, it's interesting that Slipknot is making music again. Yes, I saw that. They just released a song the other day on YouTube, actually. I saw that.
All right, Mudga would only watch WWE again if they started treating the wrestlers better. Because there's a lot of talented people there, like Nakamura, that is irrecognizable from his New Japan days. Kevin Dunn might be the worst person in wrestling ever, says the coach. He really is, like, next to Vince and Laurinaitis.
I was going to say, right behind Vince, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably better than Laurinaitis. Or no, he's worse than Laurinaitis, but he's better than... Coach saying he doesn't watch WWE at all, but Paul Heyman as head of creative would be good for the wrestlers. Paul Heyman is a creative genius. That is one guy over there that if that guy had more swing, and there's definitely some Philly bias coming in here, but yeah, Paul Heyman is a very smart man.
So the whole Paul Heyman thing, like we were told I want to say about a year ago maybe, or somewhere in the past, that Paul Heyman was like, part of creative, and then it just wasn't. It was really odd. Like, I think he should be head of creative for sure.
Big T saying that we're all going to meet up at Olive Garden and eat that bomb-ass soup.
I'm down for the meetup, but I'm not having no eating contest.
You got to have the chicken gnocchi. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I said I'm all about meeting up and eating, but no contest for me. I'll explode.
So my points. Kevin Dunn, Bruce Pritchard got to go. Streamline creative. Treat your wrestlers better. We need to start treating the talent better. The talent need to be treated like employees, or they should be allowed to come and go as they please, one or the other. Kind of the way AEW is. AEW views their talent as employees. They're signed contracts. They are paid. They have health insurance. Take care of your wrestlers. Don't treat them like circus animals.
For sure.
Number 4. Make your presentation better, i.e., money spent does not equal quality. Stop with the camera cuts. I know it's a Kevin Dunn thing, and Kevin Dunn leaving, that would probably disappear. Camera cuts, stop them.
Still happening right now as we speak.
I'm sure. Focus on the presentation of the wrestlers, not the grandeur, because that's the thing. Like, WWE is so obsessed with being grand and the scale of it that it loses the point of paying attention to the wrestlers and to the wrestling and the promos. It loses sight of all that.
We just had 7 camera angles in 15 seconds.
I believe you. And kind of to go off of that point as well, focus on quality over quantity. Like, let's make sure, like, have Raw go down to 2 hours. Have SmackDown stay at 2 hours. Like, and that's it. Do Raw, do SmackDown, do NXT, and then that's it. No, nothing else. Maybe try to do less pay-per-views in a year. I know AEW is probably going to up their pay-per-view count. I think like 7 or 8 is a very good number of pay-per-views a year. I think 12, one a month, is exhausting. And it also stops you from having really, really anticipated matchups. And then the last thing, kind of more on the political end, but the Saudi shows. The Saudi shows have to go. No more Saudi blood money. So those are the things that matter to me. I want to see the people that need to go, that are still there, need to go. The wrestlers need to get treated better. The story, the creative needs to be a lot better. And then I guess the other ones are more so a little bit more minor. If WWE can get rid of those, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like bare minimum to get me to watch again, all 4 of those guys have to go. 2 of the 4 are gone. Creative needs to be better. Treat your wrestlers better. If I had to like really get it down to 3 things, that would be what I would say.
Yo, no joke. You probably don't even know who these 2 are, but Sonya Deville and Raquel Gonzalez are having a banger right now. It's actually kind of crazy.
I know who Sonya Deville is. I've also heard of Raquel.
Yeah.
Isn't she like the very tall girl that they keep making her look like a giant next to all the interviewers?
Yes, and they keep making her smile like an idiot.
Oh yeah. I heard about that on Twitter.
But this is a good match.
BT saying for him, it would be number 1, don't go back to the first place, and number 2, would agree with myself about the first one. Go look at Tony Storm's OnlyFans. The more you know. Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, like I'm sitting here right now, I can't guarantee that I'm going to go back to WWE, even if they fix those problems. Maybe I'm so far out of the loop that there's no going back. But I'm trying to be understanding to an extent, and there are some talent over there that I do miss seeing. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura I was a big fan of. I mean, there are people in that company who I do miss seeing. Now, that being said, I would probably still fucking hate Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, so Juan says if he was a wrestler, he personally wouldn't want Paul Heyman as producer. If you've ever heard Cornette or anybody else that worked for the E talk about Paul Heyman, they all say he's a big liar. I don't know if I would trust Cornette's opinion on that too hard, because Cornette really wanted to be Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I trust much that anybody that works for the E says,
Yeah, so I'll say this. There is definitely... Paul Heyman is definitely a highly controversial figure in wrestling. He definitely is. And there is some merit to the critiques of Paul Heyman not always being the most honest person. But that being said, I think that a lot of Paul Heyman's downfalls and like those character flaws came at a time when he didn't have the money and he was doing what he had to do to survive and keep ECW afloat.
Yeah.
Like you said, the word of Jim Cornette means next to fucking nothing. In fact, it means less than nothing to me. Jim Cornette is one of the oldest carnies who I can't wait to see him just go away forever. That's something that wrestling definitely needs to get past, which AEW does a great job, is get rid of the old carnies, and they gotta go. Either get with the times or fucking leave. Big T saying Raw definitely needs to go to 2 hours. So yeah, I mean, if you ask me right now, do I see myself going back to watching WWE? I would say face value, no. AEW is still the priority. It's still the show that... Yeah, exactly, Big T. To hell with Cody Rhodes and his poorly choiced tattoo placement. What a fucking loser. Who gets a neck tattoo? So hold on, right? So
hold on.
Tangent. Because I really haven't talked about this enough, right? Let me tell you a story, Jeff. I think you were there. Let's sit back and tell a story. So, how you doing, Jeff?
I was good until you just started making fun of neck tattoos, man.
You have a neck tattoo?
I do.
Let me see.
But I don't have a giant logo of my own symbol. Mine says father.
Oh, that's different. I assume there's a meaning behind it, right?
Yeah, it's for my dad, Okay, he's not dead or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, that's different. You didn't put a giant fucking American flag, fucking your logo
yeah.
on your neck, okay? Your tattoo is so subtle that I didn't even know. I've never noticed it.
Yeah, you've sat next to me and you didn't even know I had it. So
exactly, it's very subtle, and that's fine. It's the same thing like with like behind the ear tattoos. Like it's not my thing, but it's very subtle. It's fine. But
to Cody's defense, he didn't get the Pepsi logo tattooed. I've always been.
He got it. Sean, he got it on his arm. What's wrong with I'm more, again, we've already established Pepsi kind of sucks, especially Diet Pepsi. Big T, no Diet Pepsi, please. But he got it on his arm, so that's different. But like this man, Cody Rhodes, and Jeff, you were here. We were watching a pay-per-view together. And Cody, this man shows up for his match with Anthony Ogogo, I think it was. I think that's where it came out. He came out to his match against Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah.
This man takes off his jacket, and right on the fucking side of his neck is the most gaudy, hideous-looking tattoo I've ever seen. And as a Cody fan, I decided to give the man a pass. I'm not giving him that pass anymore. The pass has been revoked. It looks fucking stupid. It is the absolute dumbest thing.
I don't know what his thinking was, but I mean, obviously he wanted to get the dream tattoo first. The dream tattoo and the neck tattoo, if they were in the swapped positions, they would be perfect. The dream is perfect for a neck tattoo, and the logo, whatever, your Cody Rhodes, would have been fine on your chest.
Like, the placement of it is so off because it's not even centered on his neck. It's like upper right. Like, it's not even centered on the neck. Like, it'd be one thing at least. Like, it's bad enough that it's on the neck. Like, at least have it fucking centered. And so, yeah, if I go back to watching WWE, I'm just gonna boo Cody Rhodes. Fuck Cody Rhodes, man.
Let me give I only have a couple of things that I feel like that they need to do for me.
Okay.
So number one is, I believe, the same as your number one. Pete Dunne and Bruce Pritchard. Kevin Dunne and Bruce Pritchard have to go. I said Pete Dunne. Kevin Dunne and Bruce Pritchard have to go. Once they're gone, number two is obviously I want them to treat their wrestlers with respect. And number three is it's I don't know, it's more of a show thing. They really got to stop doing this. Bring somebody out for their entrance, go to a commercial, or even before the commercial, they go to some sort of video package while the person's standing in the ring. And then they go to commercial. And then they come back and have some sort of backstage promo that has nothing to do with the person that's in the ring. And then they get to the next person making their entrance for the match. Things like that drive me insane. And while you were starting off your, things that they would need to do, they were literally doing that as I was sitting here thinking about that was one of my pet peeves there, But the main thing for me is obviously Pete Dunne, or I keep saying Pete Dunne, Kevin Dunne and Bruce Pritchard, they're going to be gone. There's no way that they make it through this. Those dudes are going to be gone. So I just want them to treat the talent with respect, man. Just, stop it with these booking decisions that make people look stupid that shouldn't. And there's a lot of things that I could just keep going on about like that, but just start treating them with respect. That's all. You got guys like Kevin Owens that need to be pushed, and how are you not pushing this guy?
Right. So Jeff, I'm putting a picture in the Discord if you can show it to everyone, please. Mustafa Ali has tweeted, and he tweeted a picture. I think a lot of people are kind of assuming what it's about. So if you can, I just sent it. So if you can just pull it when you can,
yeah,
that would be appreciated.
So it's Mustafa Ali and his two children, I'm assuming, or with two random children. Not sure whose they are, but I would assume they're his. I hope. And he's giving the peace sign. So, I mean, they're all giving the peace sign. I do this all the time at the end of the podcast, and he might just be like, doing the peace sign for a camera, but hey, if he's saying peace out, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of want to double back a little bit to I think there is a concern about the majority shareholder thing.
Yeah.
And I think you raise a valid point, and I don't want to sweep it under the rug.
Ooh, technical difficulties.
What's wrong?
The camera just kept going black on
Okay.
Lacey Evans' promo.
Oh, on SmackDown. I thought you were talking about the podcast.
No, yeah, SmackDown.
So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that maybe we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves still, or I mean,
I'm telling
I don't
you,
think we
I'm
are,
always
but
going to have it in the back of my mind that he is still the majority shareholder, and there are still people in place at the moment that can just take a phone call from him and make whatever he wants to happen if they wanted to. But it's going to be obvious when it comes to the booking. These next couple weeks are going to be very telling. And, you know, we'll know. You know what I mean? We'll know.
yeah.
So Juan has a really good random question here. So did you pay attention to Punk in the UFC?
Yes.
All right. So I did as well. And did you contemplate not being a Punk fan anymore? Absolutely not. I never contemplated not being a fan of his anymore. I love when dudes really want to challenge themselves and try to go do something like that. It doesn't work for everybody. Some athletes can do it, some can't. And, you know, it didn't work out for him. He only had 2 years to train for something that you need to train for pretty much your whole life. If you haven't been training for the UFC your entire life, and if you're not physically gifted like somebody like Brock Lesnar, it's not going to happen, man. Like, boxing is a little bit of a different story. You know, the sweet science can be taught rather quickly to some people who can absorb it, but MMA is a different animal. You got to learn 50 different types of, you know, martial arts to to be an MMA fighter. And I thought he held his own. You know, the guy that they put him up against gave him no chance. And, you know, I think the second guy got busted for a drug test. And so Punk technically is 1-1 in the UFC. Not sure everybody knows that.
Yep.
But how did you feel?
So, I don't know. Jeff, I need to tell you something about me that I don't know if you know. And all the viewers, too. I don't know if you guys know this. Kind of a big CM Punk fan. When CM Punk left WWE, selfishly, I was upset that he left. But as he started to kind of get back out there, as someone that like I just appreciated and admired so much and just enjoyed his work, I just wanted the guy to be fucking happy. So when he announced that he was going to UFC, I did watch his fights. I do not really care for MMA. Hot take. This is actually a really hot take. I find MMA to be really boring. Because it's real.
Yeah.
They just like I just find the fights either to be them rolling around, hugging each other, or they last like 30 seconds, or they last like for me it's just not exciting. MMA fights just aren't exciting. Like there's moments, there's pockets of excitement, but it's just not enough for me to be interested enough to watch it. So I don't really care for MMA.
I got you.
You know, I enjoy the more scripted, and it's fun. It's exciting to watch. It's worth it. Like it's just enjoyable.
You know, I'll admit I used to be just as much into MMA as I am wrestling. Like I used to be able to tell you everything. You could have quizzed me on the history of the UFC, and I would have been able to tell you pretty much anything. But you know, I don't know. As I get older, it's a little too brutal for me now. Like watching the heavyweight fights, man. Some of those are just like I like cringe when people get hit and knocked out. Now I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, and thank you, Maduga, for agreeing with me. It's just kind of boring. But so when CM Punk went and did it, I fully support this man. I just want the guy to be happy, and so I happily watched him in his MMA ventures. So I will say this, right? So CM Punk, just doing some reading real quick. Actually, it's so it was Chris Zellner that I said earlier that implied that there's another story coming out.
Okay.
Which is the host of a podcast, and you know, somewhat credible. So, and they point out just an interesting tweet I saw that came across my timeline. It was pointing out, because again I didn't watch it, you did, that the Vince stuff was moved along very quickly. Could also be an indication of what's to come.
Yeah.
You know, just a thought. But so. Yeah, so you were watching it again. I'm just kind of getting caught up since we went through our notes. So, like, the thank you Vince stuff, like, kind of disgusting stuff.
That was appalling, man. I couldn't even believe I was seeing it. Stephanie started a thank you Vince chant. And I saw a bunch of people on Twitter posting thank you Vince. And then I just kept seeing people below it that were like, shut the F up. Like, why are you thanking, a horrible person?
Right. Wait, who said that? Who said that?
There was all kinds of people posting it.
Oh, I got you. I think you said someone specifically said it. Yeah, the thank you Vince stuff is kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
So you don't have the sound on for SmackDown, right?
No.
Apparently, I guess this is Xavier Woods. Apparently, Xavier Woods said Ring of Honor on commentary. Was Xavier Woods on commentary?
I didn't see him on commentary, but he was. He was sitting ringside for the the vicious Viking Raiders match.
So he also said IWGP. So Xavier Woods saying Ring of Honor and IWGP. I think that's something. That's definitely worth noting.
That's weird.
I'll
have to see the context of what he was saying to.
Wait,
that's wild.
Was Kenny Omega referenced?
What?
Hold on.
Let's see here.
Jeff, you were supposed to be our SmackDown correspondent.
I mean, I can't have the volume on.
Jesus Christ.
We'll get taken down, bro.
Big T saying, Rome, any idea what the next news story is about Vince, or is it just kind of a waiting and see thing? No, I don't have any indication of what it is, but I mean, again, like, let's unpack what has happened over the last week. They had Titus O'Neil come out and say that Raw is a safe space where everyone should be able to feel safe no matter what your creed or your religion or your race or your sexual orientation or anything like that is. He like, they put Titus out there for a reason. Like, they didn't put it out for no reason. And then, so it, honestly, my opinion, this is strictly speculation. In my honest opinion, I would say this is probably something along the lines of, it's probably a lot, I don't know, I don't want to say worse because it's really bad, but part of me wonders if it isn't something that maybe leaves the sexual domain and maybe goes towards something a little bit more racist. I don't know. Like, that promo seemed very intentional.
Yeah, it was weird.
You know what I mean? Like, it just, they got Titus O'Neil. They threw Titus out there and saying it's a safe space no matter what your race or your beliefs are. I don't know. I think it's...
Sorry, real quick, I got an interesting tweet to throw at you here from Gerald Briscoe.
Oh, I saw this, I think.
Disappointed to see all you jabronis celebrating the retirement of the man who created a world that gave you so much enjoyment growing up. If Vince never existed, all you marks would have sadder lives than you already do. First off, go fuck yourself. Second off, if Vince wasn't there, somebody else would have been there to take his place.
Yeah, like, you act like fucking WCW wasn't a thing and the territories weren't a thing. Like, get over yourself, man. Like,
yeah,
I understand, like, Vince made syndication a thing, but, like, somebody else, like you said, somebody else would have done it. And, like, just, again, this is something that I fucking hate. It's the old carny mindset. It needs to go away. Like, these old carny pieces of trash, like, they just need to go. They just got to go away. The Eric Bischoffs, the Jim Cornettes, the Gerald Briscoes, like these old ass guys who refuse to live in the present, that live in 2022.
Show me anywhere else in history where we've had somebody who was a horrible person towards the end of, like, we found out they were a horrible person, but instead of remembering that, we only talk about all of the good shit. Like, there's nobody else in history I can think of like that except for this guy.
Again, it's a fucking cult. And
it is.
And the problem is, Gerald Briscoe is one of those guys that for decades, not years, decades, fucking enabled this man to do and say whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Vince McMahon, like, in hindsight, had, like, the most luckiest life because he fucking basically lived with a deck of get out of jail free cards. Like, everyone would cover for this guy. It didn't fucking matter what he did or what he said. So that's why, like, yeah, I don't know what the next story is going to be, but it's bad enough that Vince McMahon retired over it. Like, again, it took the paralegal story for Vince to just kind of step back, not leave, step back. So like for him to retire, it's got to be bad. In my opinion, it's got to be bad. I don't know if it's sexual oriented. I don't know if it's something else. But again, I mean, if you didn't see the Titus O'Neil promo on Twitter, because again, I don't watch Raw, I saw it on Twitter. Go look it up and watch it, and you tell me what you think. You know, watch it later and then tweet at me and let me know what you think. I would love to have the conversation. But watching that promo on Twitter, I don't know why else they have that promo on that night. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you think about it, right? Like the upheaval that the world's currently going in, like all the shit that's going on in this country, and there's so much divide. Not to get like political or anything, but there's so much divide in our country and our everyday lives. That like, why out of all nights would this be the night that they're like, you know what, we got to speak up about you know, people not being safe and, you know, coming together. And like it's like it's such a weird choice out of every other fucking week to make a statement like that. You do it this week, the same week that Vince McMahon retires. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like let's everyone here is, I think, generally smart. I mean, I interact with everyone in the chat too, and you guys are all very smart individuals.
Yo, like, Miyaja just hit the nail right on the fucking head. So did Bill Cosby. He made some awesome childhood memories as well for some people, but we don't talk about that shit now, do we?
Right. Well, the difference is that Vince McMahon is in a cult. Bill Cosby is not fortunate enough to have a cult with him. The coach is saying that he's with me. He agrees. MMA is boring as hell. People always look at him like he's crazy. Sorry, a little behind, but caught up now. Yeah, no worries, coach. Yeah, MMA boring as hell. Can't stand it. Sorry, not sorry. I'm glad that people are actually kind of agreeing with me. It's so boring. Like I've actually had friends who don't like wrestling, and like whenever like an MMA guy crosses over into wrestling, they get like super interested, but they fucking hate wrestling. So like they ask me questions and they'll watch it and they'll be like, "What is this garbage?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, Sean.
I don't like crossovers at all.
Sean saying that he doesn't think it has anything to do with race, but Wall Street Journal did say something about sexual misconduct maybe coming out. That's true. And again, I'm just speculating. I don't know what it is. It could just be more sexual stuff. But again, it's got to be something that's worth retiring over. Again, I think that's the point I want to kind of make, is that it's like, it's got to be something. It's got to be something really bad.
I got a crazy hypothetical for you.
Sure.
If it was Cody who somehow had knowledge of this, because this was former WWE superstars and employees, if he is the one who somehow revealed this, would you possibly become a Cody fan again? Purely hypothetical. You have to accept that it might have been Cody, right?
Sure. I mean, if that's the case, then that means Cody went back for those reasons all along. Right? Then, God damn it, the American Nightmare is fucking back, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I had a weird little suspicion, like, you know.
I don't think it's
but
the case,
I doubt that'll ever come out or even be a thing, but that'd be crazy.
I doubt that's the case. But again, like, I've always said this too. Like, I think if this is some sort of long-term plan, where, like we talked about when Cody first left, if maybe they wanted Cody to be this heel, and they figure that the way to do it is for him to go to WWE and be successful there, and then come back and be like, I'm the WWE guy and I'm here.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
If that's the plan, my view on Cody will change. Like, yeah. If Cody goes back to AEW, and this is clearly like he comes back and he's a heel, and his whole thing is like, I'm the WWE guy and I'm here to take over. Like, you know, okay, that was your plan all along. Because in December you did hint that you were about to do something that's never been done in storytelling in wrestling before. So that's still on the table for me. But again, I'm living in the present, and in the present, Cody Rhodes is a snake. And I don't trust him. He also has a really fucking bad neck tattoo.
Yes. And, you know, like Sean said, we all know who the whistleblower was. It's got to be Nick Khan, you know. But
it's absolutely Nick Khan. This guy is wrestling has more than one royal family kind of applies there, too.
That's what I was just like, wow, my eyes kind of opened up.
Yeah, the Khans, man. I like the the joking theory that Nick Khan is like a sleeper agent and Tony like activated him. He's like,
I've heard that. Yeah,
take over. It's over. I do want to find out more about the Kenny thing. A lot of the comments on this tweet I'm seeing are saying that they never said Kenny Omega, but they did mention Ring of Honor and IWGP on commentary.
I mean, they used to back in the day. They would go to Japan and like do a show, so it's not like it's like unheard of. But
yeah, but again, like WWE, and this is something that with Vince being gone, I hope becomes a thing.
Yeah,
and this is something WWE really needs to do. WWE needs to stop the isolationist bullshit. They need to come to the table and get along with people.
It wasn't Hornswoggle.
You could be the number one, like WWE could, like in terms of views. I don't think they're the best company, obviously, but WWE could still be the market leader in terms of success and viewer numbers, and still work with other companies, and that makes both sides do better. I would like to see WWE understand that pro wrestling as a whole is better when there's more successful wrestling going around. I would like to see WWE accept that and move forward and be willing to work with AEW and be willing to work with, Impact and the NWA and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, I'm okay with seeing these things happen, but change needs to come first. We can't just, and again, there is this sweeping feeling, I feel like, with a lot of people where it's like, okay, Vince is gone. That's it. We've won. The fight is done. The change is here. Clearly, the change is not here, Jeff. You're currently watching SmackDown, and it seems like the same show it's been, right?
Really does.
Okay. So, again, I would preach and I would call for optimism, but at the same time, let's stay realistic and let's understand that change does not happen overnight. So, I would say this. Let's see what happens. Obviously here at the Broken Tables podcast, we'll continue to, from a distance, of course, follow things.
Hey, guess what? On Monday Night Raw, they're having like a Miz TV type segment with Logan Paul, and it's called Impulsive. That should be awesome.
Okay, maybe not optimistic. I forgot Logan Paul's still there. That's
Logan Paul is a babyface. How do you do this? How do you make these decisions? Like,
I kind of actually am starting. You saying that literally has changed my tune. Like there's a lot of change that needs to happen. I'm happy that Vince is gone. Absolutely. But we're not there yet. We're nowhere near where we need to be to quote a victory by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the match for what seems like the main event has been going on since before 9:40. So it's almost like, do they still have some sort of closing segment planned? Like, did Brock actually come back?
I don't know.
Unless they're making this like a freaking 25-minute match.
So I have in my possession currently the statement that Vince McMahon sent out to talent. Would you like for me to read this for you?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, boys and girls, buckle up for this one. I read like a few words and I'm like very interested in reading this whole thing. To all WWE superstars, as I approach 77 years old, parentheses, oh my God, or OMG, am I really that old? End parentheses. I feel it's time for me to retire. I've thoroughly enjoyed sharing my passion, wisdom, and love of the business with you. No longer will you see the smiling, docile, level-headed, calm presence at Gorilla every week. Your dedication to WWE will ensure that our company will continue to grow and prosper. Our organization is nothing without you. You are WWE's only natural resource, chosen to perform in front of a global audience. You are all WWE global ambassadors. Carry the WWE flag wherever you go. Wave it high and proud. And bust your ass to be all you can be as a person and as a performer. One other thing. I won't be with you, but I'll be watching. Remember to keep your hands up. Grab a hold. and sell. By the way, SmackDown airs live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Vince.
Big T took the words right out of my mouth. What 77-year-old man uses OMG? He did not write that shit.
OMG, am I really that old? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Look, man, I'm just reporting. This was via Mike Johnson of, I believe it's PWI Insider. Or it's PW Torch, I'm sorry. Man. Okay. Well, that was a thing. That was definitely a thing that happened. We are about 14 minutes away from Rampage. Everyone, thank you for tuning in so far. Please stick around. We are going to be going right into the Rampage watch along. Normally we do an episode of the podcast post Rampage, but the news was too big and we didn't want to be up till 3 a.m. So we figured we would kind of switch up the way the show worked tonight. I think it's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Thank you, Jeff, for canceling your plans tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do want to say this. So let me let's play some sound. Are you cool if I play some sound real quick over my mic? I'm sure it won't be too bad.
Sure.
So hold on, let me see if I can get this started. So here's the first thing I want people to hear. This is Stephanie McMahon tonight.
The opportunity to thank us. I think this is the moment that we take to thank him. So now we're going to do it together, right? Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Vince.
Okay. All right. How do you feel, Jeff?
I'm gonna let CM Punk show you how I feel right there. You know, I think you know what I mean.
Well, I'll do you one better.
The company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead, but the fact is, it's going to get taken over by his idiotic daughter and his stupid son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family.
So, with that being said, folks, I would just like to say this because the change has not happened yet. So I will continue to fly this banner. Fuck the Fed. Absolutely fuck the Fed. And you can get your fuck the Fed shirts in our merch stand. It was my idea. I don't want to take a lot of credit, but I was like, man, Jeff, we got to make this shirt happen. And I think Jeff,
that's your thing, man.
It. I mean, yeah, it's my thing, but I was like, Jeff, we got to make it a shirt.
Absolutely.
I was like, Jeff was like, merch ideas, go. And I was like, King's Court, fuck the Fed.
And I gotta say, the fuck the Fed looks really good on a red shirt. It looks really good.
I have to get my merch order in because Jeff's been working on it. So I'm trying to let Jeff finish before, so that way I'm not making like a bunch of orders. Maduka cringed hard. Big T says, I'm gonna puke. I know that Stephanie thing was something else. It was absolutely something else, but it felt like it needed to be shared.
It's such a weird, like, okay, so it wouldn't be weird if he wasn't leaving for the reasons that he is leaving. Like, that would have been an amazing way to send off, you know, your CEO. But we all know, like I said, we're all smart enough to know what's happening here. So that's not, like, it doesn't work. It didn't work. Didn't work.
No, not at all.
I think that was, obviously, that was just for him. She looked at the camera when she said it, like, the way she looked at the camera, she was looking at him like, sure, whatever.
That was pretty. It was cringe. It was very cringe. So what's going on in SmackDown, Jeff? Since you're a big fan again.
Still have a 6-man tag going right now between the Usos with Theory, and the Street Profits with Madcap Moss. And I still don't know what the fuck a Madcap Moss is, by the way. His name is Riddick Moss, which is way cooler than Madcap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And it seems they're pushing Madcap. He's the one going for the hot tag here. Oh.
Wait, what the hell?
He's good, man. I just get rid of that Madcap name and I'll be fine.
This isn't wrestling related, but it's baseball related. Apparently, the Blue Jays have 25 runs and it's in the 5th inning.
Holy.
I'm gonna go to Bleacher Report real quick. I just want to see this. Sorry, again, nothing to do with wrestling, but it came across my feed. I'm like, wait a second, what?
That's
Oh my
pretty
God,
crazy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! So right now they're playing the Red Sox. It's now the top of the sixth. The score is 25-3.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to text a friend real quick who's a Boston fan. Excuse me.
Oh, coach, that's the worst, bro. At least Chipotle's bomb.
Just have it delivered.
Yeah, man. When you do delivery, they make quesadillas. You can only get them on the app. Chipotle, hit us up. Advertisement right here.
Jeff, can you read Big T's comment while I take a sip of my drink? I'm almost done my drink.
So Big T says, I'm sorry, but when Stephanie was younger, she was kind of cute, and as she got older, she must have been taking the same high dosage as her old man, because she's built like a Green Bay Packer. So when she married Triple H, she started working out heavily with him. They do videos together in the gym, so, you know, she lifts a lot of weights, and it definitely started to show. Some guys enjoy that look.
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry, I'm texting my Boston friend.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, this
him.
match looks like it's going to go all the way to the end. Oh, and Theory jumps off the apron on the Usos like Jay Lethal did to Lee Moriarty.
Oh, that's right. We're getting match of the century tonight.
Theory is he's the Money in the Bank champion, so and he gets a super kick from Jimmy for his antics.
Ooh, Tony Khan saying we'll hear from Claudio tonight.
Oh, okay. So Jimmy super kicks Theory, puts him back on the apron, and then they tag him and put him back in the ring. I still don't know what just happened. Is the match over?
Juan's right. That's what I'm saying, Coach. Just order it on DoorDash. You can literally go on the Chipotle app, and you could do a delivery order through the app, and it'll connect it to DoorDash for you, so you don't even got to go to DoorDash.
Or tell her to walk easy.
Tell her to walk.
I'm super confused right now. They tagged Theory back in. Did Madcap roll him up and get the win before I could even see it happen, or is the match still going? I'm so confused.
Apparently, this is actually funny. Maybe at least Pat McAfee's having a good time tonight. So Pat McAfee is on commentary on SmackDown, and he's talking about the Toronto Blue Jays game. He said the Toronto Blue Jays are up 25-2 over the Red Sox right here in this city. Cole, did you know you could score 25 runs in a game? Cole responds, I'm a Mets fan. We don't score 25 runs in 2 weeks. All right, Michael Cole. That's pretty good. Wish him, Coach, don't go. Coach, just place it on DoorDash. I'm telling you, man. You don't even got to make her walk. Just pay the extra
Wish
few
me
dollars.
luck, guys. You know what? If you can be there quick enough, Coach, the commercials, just fast forward through the commercials and you'll be caught up.
You know something, Jeff? Let's take a second before Rampage starts to just be really grateful with where we are. And there's someone that we need to thank. And that's CM Punk. Because this man returned to wrestling. This man fucking returned to pro wrestling. He gave us everything. And as a result, a year later, Vince McMahon retires. And I just want CM Punk to know I'm very appreciative of everything.
Absolutely.
What?
I said that's not a coincidence. CM Punk comes back and Vince retires.
I'm so excited for All Out. I'm very excited for All Out. I'm also very excited to defend the Broken Predictions Championship against you, Jeff, at All Out. I think it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I mean,
that's, of course, you're going to have to get through the exhibition match tomorrow first.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. I guess we're making our predictions later tonight after Rampage.
Yeah. So Jeff, I'll tell you what. Because I'm the champ and I kind of call the shots here, right?
I'm so confused. Now Austin Theory is beating up Madcast with his briefcase. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Jeff, so I'll tell you what. If you happen to do well in this exhibition match, maybe I will defend the title against you at All Out. But you have to do well. Like, this has to, like, if you lose this prediction match,
if I lose, I don't get a title shot. Absolutely.
You don't get it. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You do not get a title shot at All Out. and I will continue to be the reigning defending Broken Tables Podcast Broken Predictions champion. Yes, Big T. Thank you, Big T. The King's Court is in session.
Brock is here.
What?
Brock is here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just showed up to stop Austin Theory from beating up Mad Cat Moss, apparently.
Okay, well, Vince got through to him, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, so thus concludes the Vince McMahon WWE portion of the stream. We are getting ready to watch AEW Rampage as a watch-along. For those that are new, just to break down kind of how we do pay-per-views here on the Broken Tables podcast. We do a championship, as you can see here, the one I'm currently sporting. It is the Broken Predictions Champion. Basically, every pay-per-view, I put the title on the line, and every pay-per-view, the challengers lose. And I remain the reigning defending Broken Predictions Champion. We go through a match card, we preview the card, we talk about it, discuss it, and then we make our predictions. And then when we do the post-show, which will be live immediately following Death Before Dishonor tomorrow, we'll tally up the votes and we'll see who won. For those that are new on the show, there was we once had a friend named Forrest who, honestly, I don't understand what his problem is to this day, Jeff. I mean, I beat him twice in a row, 2 pay-per-views in a row, and then
still to this day, he doesn't answer my messages, man.
Yeah, we had an exhibition match at Forbidden Door, and it was an exhibition match. It was non-title, and he won. And I was like, I wasn't really trying. I made some crazy bets because I was just having fun because it's like a exhibition match. But I really thought that like Forrest would enjoy it and have a good time. Instead, he was kind of a baby about it. He left the podcast. He quit, but he didn't quit. I fired him. And to this day, I'm very disappointed in him. He's a good friend of mine. I knew him for like over a decade,
Brock is destroying Austin Theory right now. Just F5'd him onto the briefcase.
I'm sure. I mean, Brock's like, all right, if I'm coming back, I'm going to kill somebody.
And Brock held up the briefcase over his head like he would hold up a championship. I'm like, is he stealing the briefcase?
So I'm going to have to open up the chat on my phone because I have to switch over to Dynamite or Rampage.
Brock just tipped his hat to the camera, his cowboy hat. Seemed like a little bit to Vince.
Probably. No, where's my cable remote?
All right, let's get Rampage going.
Uno momento. I have to find my cable remote.
Nope, you're good. If you don't mind, I'm actually going to switch it back over to our beginning screen, guys. That way I can separate this podcast into 2 separate videos for YouTube easily. That way I'll know my place. So we're going to do the whole stream or the podcast opener for Rampage here.
Unite Empire 今日は試合があった。そして彼がエンパイアの応援してくれるってよ。みんなブローキンテーブルポッドキャストよろしく。
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Broken Tables podcast. We are back here tonight to do a AEW Rampage watch-along after our, long night of Vince McMahon news here. Rampage is starting as we speak, so we are rolling the Rampage beginning, or whatever you call that, intro. And I can actually turn up the volume here because we won't get kicked off of YouTube for it. This is Rampage.
Juan saying he thinks that maybe WWE will open the Forbidden Door once Vince dies. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, good.
I think they may actually open it sooner than we think. Not a bad idea.
Hope so.
Oh man, John Silver just right off the bat going at him.
Big T saying, Jeff Rome, it's been way too long. I know. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, long time no see, guys. Welcome, Big T. Welcome, Juan. Thank you, guys. And thank you, everybody that is still here.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. I really hope John Silver takes the pin here.
There's no way Hangman takes this pin, right?
No, why would Hangman take the pin?
Yeah, no way.
No, Hangman won't take the pin. I don't think they're going to lose. But, I mean, again, I think you go towards the storyline about the Dark Order just not being able to cut it anymore. And the Dark Order's not fine. So, I would have John Silver take this pin here. I'm not saying it has to be a clean pin. But I would absolutely have Butcher and Blade pick up the win here.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if you noticed, but they got some new gear. Blade's gear looks sick.
Yeah, it does. He was on Renee Paquette's podcast the other week.
I'm sorry, the Butcher's gear is who I was looking at. The Butcher's gear looks sick.
That's what I meant, the Butcher.
Yeah, he's got some tassels on his boots and some nice new shorts.
So, you know, I know we're over past the Vince stuff, but I actually saw a really funny tweet, and it was like tweet of the day, and I think everyone will kind of enjoy it. So, it was Renee Paquette, and she tweeted, so I wonder if Vince will, she didn't say Vince, but I wonder if he'll come on the podcast with me, right? And somebody commented on it and said, I don't think he will. I think the problem is that, you know, it's like, I don't think he will. Oral sessions are what got him in trouble in the first place. Ron saying he wishes he could watch Rampage with us, but he's heading off to bed. Got work in the morning. You guys covering Ring of Honor pay-per-view after it's over? Yes, we will, Juan. We will be doing a post-show. We'll also be doing a pre-show tonight, so feel free to check the pre-show out, the preview show out tomorrow, you know, whether you're at work or after work, to get psyched. We are super excited for Death Before Dishonor, and we will be live immediately following it in person. Jeff and I will be live in person together. I don't know why I'm talking to my phone like it's a mic. It is not a mic. This is the mic.
Yo, Hangman just did a kip-up with no arms. Holy shit.
Hangman is super talented. I like Hangman a lot. This has been a year where Hangman really got over for me, personally, where it's like, before this year I wasn't, like, I liked him, but, like, this is the year where he got me as a fan.
Yeah, he's great.
Between the champion work and, like, the BTE stuff. Like, the BTE stuff, every week, right, they have me so hooked, where it's like, I just want Hangman to fucking text Matt Jackson. Or vice versa. Just text each other. You know what I mean?
Somebody was mentioning that, I forget who it was, but somebody had a text message on their phone when they walked up or something like that. I forget what it was.
It was that Hangman was on his phone when Shivani interviewed him last week.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But on BTE, he watched Matt and Nick lose the tag titles. He was there to support them, but like when they noticed him, he left.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's such beautiful storytelling, and it's like we're talking like it's like 2 years like in the making, and I just really want them to. Every week I watch BT when I'm at work eating my lunch, and like I'm sitting in my lunch break room every week, and I'm just like, just fucking text each other, please. Like Matt, like every week Matt will like shoot up, like make the text, and like they have this music playing, and it plays every week when they do this story, and I'm just like, and then Matt like deletes the text, and I'm like, no, don't delete the text.
That's funny.
See you, Juan. I don't know if you're still here, but see you later, man.
Yep, later, Juan. And we are now in a picture-in-picture commercial. Oh, now I want Arby's.
I haven't had Arby's in forever. It's actually pretty good, though. Not good for you, but it is pretty good food.
I get the French dip sandwich. It's like roast beef and Swiss dipped in au jus. Oh, yeah, so good.
That's what the wife gets. I get I usually just get the roast beef, the beef and cheddar, and then I like their curly cheese fries.
Yeah.
They have a good salted caramel cookie, too.
Ooh, I have not tried that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If it's fresh. If it's not fresh, it's kind of nasty, but you just got to get it on the right day, you know?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm actually, I really don't want to see a Jericho Appreciation Society versus Dark Order feud at all. I hope that's not where this is leading to, but you know, we'll have to see.
Well, I'm glad you're kind of changing your tune a little bit. It's not what we're heading to.
No. I just think Anna Jay and Tay Conti just needed to be back together because they're making all these tag teams.
The Blade is busted open.
Yeah, he is. Oh, wow. Back from commercial, the Blade's right eyebrow is bloody.
Again, it's such a shame. You know, we talk about it all the time on the podcast. I like John Silver so much, and I like all the guys in the Dark Order so much, but it's like, they gotta do something meaningful.
Dude, I think, like, just, you know, kind of imagine Wyatt does show up in whatever capacity. Imagine Silver as, like, his, like, goon that doesn't really talk anymore, just stands there and just goes beats people up. Like, that dude is, I think he would be an amazing goon like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do hope Wyndham ends up in AEW. I really do. I mean, I know Vince retired and everything, but the change hasn't taken effect yet. So I would like to see Wyndham in AEW.
Oh, that's up on the top of his head, actually. So they just showed a close-up. It's kind of up here on, like, the top of his bald head where he got split open.
Big T said, fun fact, he knew a girl in high school whose nickname used to be French Dipped. Huh. Okay.
Did we go to the same high school, T? You from Vegas, bro? Yo, the Bitcher, the Butcher just, I love those boots with those tassels on them. That I can't wait to see if he gets a figure. That should definitely be the gear that they use.
Ooh. Am I ahead of you?
It seems like it. How far are you?
Blade's currently holding Hangman.
Okay, now, yeah, you must be a few seconds ahead. Yep.
Oh, that was a nice little spot.
Nice.
Big T says every time he thinks of women, he thinks of Arby's. It's the silliest thing.
Yeah, that would be silly.
Buckshot lariat.
Oh, nice. I like the tag team offense that they just did. That was good.
Oh, great. Everything's great and fine. Okay. Fun match.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the booking of it. I mean, I know it's Hangman that picks up the win there, but...
My question, I mean, it was a great match. It was fine. But my question is why?
You know, I guess I made things
Hold
a
on.
little personal.
Yeah, we got a Wheeler Yuta promo.
You want to talk about a car accident that I was in a couple years ago that almost ended my life. It almost killed me. 6 months of recovery. That is 6 months of my mom pushing me in a wheelchair and having to help me on and off the toilet. This ain't about wrestling to me no more, man.
When it's you and me in that ring under pure rules, it's my game. Danny, we're going to walk in to death for dishonor. I'm going to make sure that you never challenge for this pure championship again.
I'm going to take you down to the canvas. I'm going to twist his body into the most uncomfortable ways that I can imagine.
Very good.
Yeah, really good. So Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia just cut an amazing promo on each other in a video package. That was sick.
Excuse me.
Claudio!
Challenges Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship. And
Miyu Yamashita.
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite, live at 8 on TBS.
I can't wait for that Miyu Yamashita match versus Thunder Rosa. The one in Japan was a banger.
Yeah, it was. It was on Dark. I really loved it.
But it was very Japanese style or Joshi style, if that makes any sense to anybody. I think their American style match is going to be awesome. Or North American style, I guess would be the word.
Yeah.
Western style. We are at commercial again with no picture-in-picture of any kind, so yeah, man, Brock Lesnar showed up there at the end of SmackDown. I had a feeling that's what was going to happen the way that I saw the timing on it. They started that match way too early.
Just an update. The Blue Jays are now up 27-3. It's not getting any better.
This is one of those Simpsons moments. He's already dead. Stop. When I was a kid, I played baseball as well, and we beat a team 31-6. 31 is when they called the mercy rule and they said the game was over. I had an in-the-park grand slam in that game. It was great. Have they announced anything new for Dynamite other than the FTW match and Thunder Rosa?
Not yet, but they'll do it by the end of the show, so we will react to it live.
Yep.
Now, I'm not going to stop the show and like write down all the matches for next week because we're obviously reacting to it live. So we'll just, we'll just react on the cuff.
Yeah.
I'll read it out because I'm ahead of you, so that way you can have a few extra seconds to react to it.
Man, all these food commercials killing me.
No, it's way too late for them to make me hungry.
Right?
I don't feel like going out and getting something to eat.
They just showed like my favorite meal on the planet, man. A big old steak with some steamed broccoli and mashed potatoes.
Oh, wasn't that an Applebee's commercial though?
Yes, it was.
Applebee's is ass. I
Yeah.
don't feel like Applebee's. My wife and I, we've tried every like once in a while, but it's they're gonna have Jackass on Shark Week. That's pretty cool. Claudio's back. I want to listen to Claudio.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Rampage here on
Oh, he's talking. I thought he was gonna have a tune-up match.
Oh no.
Death Before Dishonor live this Saturday on pay-per-view. Jonathan Gresham against Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH World Championship. Now,
What's up with that kid with no shirt on in the Darby Allin paint?
It's the one thing.
I don't know.
Somebody go put that shirt. Go put a shirt on that kid.
Career.
Why? He's a kid.
But
You can't have no shirt on.
Why? I'm trying to listen to the promo.
I was the best because I won the most championships. No. I
Priorities,
believe that
Jeffrey.
I am the best because you guys support me and because you guys believe in me. Jonathan Gresham, you said you'll outclass and out-wrestle every single guy you step in the ring with. And hey, I can see why you believe that because you've never stepped in the ring with Claudio Castagnoli. I know you call yourself the foundation, but that foundation is about to get cracked because you made the cardinal mistake and you tugged on Superman's cape, and there's absolutely nobody that can hold a candle to what I can do inside this ring. And I can't think of a better way to continue this awesome new chapter.
Applebee's is the GCW of restaurant.
Saturday, live on pay-per-view.
Applebee's is just ass, dude.
Jonathan
I mean, the steak and potatoes, you can't mess that up. So
goddamn
I'm okay.
You're
I just find Applebee's to be very tasteless. Like, The wife and I, we've tried it like a few times in the past, and just every time, like the food should taste good, but it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if maybe they need to put more flavor in their food or.
Holy God, that guy's scary.
Which one?
All of them. Brian Cage is wearing a shirt that says Gorilla Wear, and he actually looks like a gorilla. And then that big Khan guy, I think his name was Khan. That guy looked insane too. Jesus.
You got a Wardlow thing.
Look at the TNT champ, Wardlow. I wanted this title because this title was defended by the best against the best. That's what makes the TNT title stand out above the rest. I'll beat the shit out of the entire AEW locker room. I'll beat the shit out of the entire Ring of Honor locker room. I'll beat the shit out of every locker room in professional wrestling. You think you're the man? You think you're the top of the food chain?
Wardlow dropping a bunch of S-bombs, man.
Jeff, it's time for the match of the century. They didn't do any entrances for it, though. Now, folks, this is, hold on, I'm gonna grab the mic for this one. This is the match of the century. This is an opportunity
of a lifetime
for Lee Moriarty. Oh, look at that, shaking hands. Code of honor is recognized here.
Employing some underhanded tactics, and then afterwards, we heard Stokely Hathaway try to get into Moriarty's ear, much to the chagrin of Matt Sydal, who has mentored both.
He's loving wrestling.
Matt Sydal's been a big part of both their careers, and this is what Matt talks about.
In all my years of watching and loving what we call professional wrestling, I don't think I've ever heard anything as lame as peace, love, and professional wrestling.
Yeah, you know, it's a real feel-good thing where you kind of want to get behind it, but you're just like, no, man, it sounds really lame, actually.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm a big-time Dr. Disrespect fan.
Yeah, I love love.
So for me, it's like violence, speed, and momentum fit much better.
But it's like, on paper, it should be something that, sorry, excuse me. It's definitely something that, we should get behind. Oh, I just thought about, Jeff. I just thought about this time tomorrow, me fucking snacking on some Curly's comfort food. This is
hell yeah.
It's really good.
It'll be much earlier than this time tomorrow.
Well, yeah, probably a little bit earlier than this time tomorrow, but you get my point.
I'm gonna make myself a filet mignon sandwich to bring. Oh.
See, that's my problem, and like you could tell Curly this. I love his boneless barbecue chicken so much that like I keep telling myself I want to try something else.
Yeah,
but I just don't.
They're so good.
And the problem is that like I really like the mac and cheese and the cheese fries too. So it's like I usually do one, and then like that's it. Oh, hold on one second.
Holy shit!
Jeff, breaking news.
Okay, so that's one of my problems with Dante. Hey, Tiger.
He has joined us.
He's just like, all right.
Big T bow down to the mascot of the King's Court.
He's like,
I'll see if I can just let him chill now. All right, you can chill out. That's fine. Just do not step on my phone because I chat.
This is a perfect example of my problem with Dante. Is he just did a move that made me go, holy shit. But then after it was done and like said and done, it looked way too choreographed. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It looked so good at first, and then when it was done and over, I was just like, ugh.
Right.
But it could have been Lee Moriarty's fault for not selling it quick enough. It was a crazy, like, twisting Hurricane Rana. But it just looked too planned. And I think his style, that's just what it suffers from. Meow.
Yeah, sorry, he keeps hitting the table.
Oh, I gotta get my old chair back. My old chair had enough room for the cat to sit on it, and Zelda used to jump up and actually sit on my chair.
Oh, yeah?
That'd be good to get her back.
Tiger, you don't need to hit the table, it's fine.
You just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
If Damian Lillard led 6 All-Star selections,
It's like, looks like there's something important on this table. Would sure be a shame if I... So we are at commercial break. We are in a picture-in-picture. This is a decent match, man. I like Moriarty. You know, Dante, you could take him or leave him.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's nothing against them. It's just, you know, I don't have a lot of interest in this match right now.
Still laughing at the way that Matt Sydal was like, "I've got the opportunity of a lifetime for you."
Well, obviously, me too. I'm just
We
constantly.
were like, "What?" Thought you were gonna say something like, you know, Bryan Danielson, like John Moxley.
All right.
Motherfucking Dante. Dude, and they're finally making this superheroes pets movie. I have been asking for this movie for 20 years. I've wanted a Crypto movie because Crypto is Superman's dog.
Yeah.
And it's taken them this freaking long. But I can say that I'm pretty stoked that they got The Rock to play Crypto's voice. So
Coach said had a driver and phone died. Double L's he took.
Oh, double L's, bro.
It's all right, Coach. You're back now. King's Court's in session. The mascot of the King's Court is here.
Did you get anything, Coach?
I like the carnitas.
Yes. The carnitas and the barbacoa, those are my go-tos. Yo, he's just chilling.
Yeah, he just
we
likes
are
to be held.
back from commercial.
Yep. Oh, we got Stokely Hathaway coming out.
Here on Rampage. Oh, wait a second.
Yes, I do remember the show on Cartoon Network. Yep. Batman's dog Ace was on there. I remember that.
You guys know that it wasn't going to stop with Stokely from last week.
What the? All right, that was sick. Dante just flipped over the top ropes. Like, that was sick.
Get involved in some way. At least nothing but to watch.
Oh, what an elevation. 1, 2, no. Never could get a pin, a pinning predicament or a hold.
Some pollo asada tacos. Oh, some chicken tacos. All right, all right. If you haven't tried the barbacoa, Nick, Coach, you gotta try the barbacoa.
Yeah, or the carnitas. The carnitas is definitely the way to go.
Placing the jaw of Dante Martin. Lee charges in. Dante. Oh, great athleticism on both sides.
Yo, that was tight.
Lee slides in. He's got
Oh yeah.
stacked up. Oh, and maintains control. He's looking for the
Oh.
It is locked in tight. Lee Moriarty, he's won so many matches with this hold. Dante Martin is
So this is almost a real submission called the Twister. It's my favorite submission in MMA.
Yeah, I know, Big T. I haven't played Stray yet.
I've been watching people play it. That game looks so good, man. So
yeah,
good.
I've heard good things. And yes, Tiger does kind of look like that cat, yeah.
Michael Scott, welcome to the podcast tonight. We were talking about Chipotle. I don't think they do chalupas there, but hell yeah, I'm a chalupa fan myself.
What's up, Michael Scott?
This has turned into a good match here. You know, not the opportunity of a lifetime like Lee Moriarty was told, but it's a good match.
Oh, you know it is, and I knew it would be. It just feels very low stakes.
Oh, Stokely Hathaway is out here watching the match now. I missed that a second ago.
How did you miss that? He's been out there since the commercial break ended.
I was staring at Tiger.
I guess so.
I think that's obviously his motive. Dante Martin poised to hit the nose.
There's a few things can distract me from wrestling, and cats are one of them.
Oh, did Lee cheat? Oh, snap.
And Moriarty grabs the ropes. Stokely Hathaway clapping. So is Lee Moriarty a baddie now?
Hold on.
Hey Lee, is this how you want to do it? Is this how you want to get that big win? Like this? I didn't think you were desperate enough to take the low road. I believed in you. But now I believe I'm gonna have to kick your ass. Next week on Rampage, you're not facing the students. You're facing the teacher, and you're not ready.
I would have believed Matt Seidel's promo a little bit more there if I had seen him have one match over the past year. Which he probably has. I'm just saying, it feels like it's been a long time since I've seen him in the ring.
Yeah, Big T. Tiger is like the best cat ever. He just, if you need like a cat to just kind of hug and just hold, like this is what Tiger likes. This is what he does all day, every day. He just wants to be held and just be loved. And he is such a sweetheart.
My cat would be trying to make biscuits on my chest and pulling the claws out and putting holes in my shirt.
He claws a little bit. He claws a little bit, but it's just because he's kneading a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I call making biscuits. They're kneading.
Oh yeah. But there's two kinds of kneading. The kneading where they're like this, and then there's the kneading where they just kind of slowly claw.
Yeah. Zelda does the slow claw thing often.
I'm walking in as champion, and I'm walking out as champion.
I just realized both these ladies, Serena Deeb and Mercedes Martinez, they're both a little later in their age there, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Oh, Jamie Hayter.
The sandbag thing is starting to lose its appeal a little bit. It was funny the one time. It's not as funny this time.
You know, these two women have never won a tag team match together. Wow. As great as their individual.
I love how they're using the sandbag in the storyline, man.
I mean, no, I liked it. I don't like it as much as I did. I don't know. Again, it was funny. It's not funny as it's less funny this time.
I just want to point out the double standards of this here. There is a child in the front row with no shirt on. If I was in the front row with no shirt on, they would be like, "Sir, please put on a shirt."
Yeah, just because you're like 100 years old.
What?
It's because you're a senior citizen.
Hey, if we're gonna fight for equality, we're gonna fight for equality, okay?
I am absolutely covered in cat hair.
What did they book for Rampage next week? Matt Sydal versus Lee Moriarty.
Yep.
No longer taking on the student. He's going to take on the teacher, is what Matt Sydal said.
Peace, love, pro wrestling.
Yo, we got Sky Blue and Jamie Hayter in the same match. Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much. Booker of the Year, 3 years in a row.
One would argue he is the #1 booker in the world.
I agree. Yo, Sky Blue's little cartwheel to get out of that wrist hold. I don't know why, but I loved it. Wait, is that Layla Gray?
No way.
No, that's Brittany D'Amboise. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Or Ashley D'Amboise or whatever her name is.
Yeah, it's Ashley.
Ashley. Yeah. I don't know why I thought Brittany.
Yeah.
Right to the face, right where she wanted it, and she enjoyed every minute of it. Did Dr. Baker?
Yeah, that's being vicious, and she rocked the head as
Jamie. Jamie.
I mean, she rocked the head of Sky Blue.
Sky Blue once again thrown face.
We got Jamie Hayter and Sky Blue in the ring right now, just for anyone wondering.
Hey, Jamie Hayter's gonna have a bad 2022.
Oh, Britt choking Sky Blue in the corner. Come on, Bryce, turn around, bro. What are you doing?
And JR, I think,
Bryce is the most confused referee in professional wrestling.
Hey, leave Bryce alone. That's my guy.
Oh, I love Bryce. He's my favorite.
Hayter charges in. Sky Blue comes off the apron. Hayter got her jaw jacked by Sky Blue, but Britt sweeps out the leg.
Yeah, she made a blind tag right there, Excalibur.
And
Oh.
Damn.
Damn. Twisting neck breaker off the apron from Britt to Sky Blue. Ow.
When she is in command and when she's doing things underhanded or things aggressively, well, she's in her element, man.
Well, because she knows the tide is going.
I think there's a dude in the front row cosplaying as Broken Matt Hardy. Do you see that guy?
Where?
Right behind Bryce.
Sky Blue may not get to tag anybody.
No, look, crucifix by Britt Baker.
Oh, he sat down now.
Wouldn't shock me, quite frankly.
Oh, I think I see who you're talking about.
Side of the head, trying to find the temple.
Well, that's her being
He looks like he's got that Broken Matt burgundy like overcoat on.
Yeah, I see the guy you're talking about, but I have to see him like stand up. You know what I mean?
Might just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Austin got his challenge match caster, and that rap battle will happen in the ring here
All
tonight
right.
on Rampage.
And Sky Blue makes the tag.
Tags on both sides.
Ashley Damboise comes under, and now elbow strikes to Jamie Hayter. Ashley, big shot, backed up Hayter.
Hayter's powerful. She's a powerful.
Yo, this Ashley D'Amboise girl's good.
Yeah, she got a great athletic background, including bodybuilding.
And now Ashley,
Dude, that was awesome.
breaker, but Jamie Hayter avoided it. Britt with a well-timed thrust kick, the high boot by Jamie Hayter, and now Britt the ripcord elbow strike. And Hayter,
Oh, that was nasty.
Wow.
That's
Jamie Hayter with a huge like Uranagi backbreaker onto her knee.
Oh, Britt's calling for the glove. And
Yeah, Britt's calling for the glove.
and the damage done by Jamie Hayter. She could have ended it there, but instead tags out to the doctor. And what does Britt Baker have in store here?
Well, normally the glove means the lockjaw's on the way, but Britt's not finished yet.
The double under
Oh,
butterfly suplex.
who's that?
Jamie Hayter.
right in the back of the head. What
Yo, so Jamie Hayter just used
Sets up Britt Baker.
Will Ospreay's finisher,
And Ashley
Yeah, the hidden blade.
the hidden blade to the back of the head. Britt Baker gets the pin or gets the submission. That was actually a really good match. What's up with Britt having great matches after she got rid of the belt?
I don't know, man.
and prepare to return to Westeros as
Before she had the belt, great matches. After the belt, great matches. With the belt, eh.
premieres on August 21st on HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't know, Big T. I hope they do stream their Comic-Con panel tomorrow. I think that would be great.
HBO commercial, let's go.
Yeah, I know, right? Good to get that.
It's going to be another commercial for the Game of Thrones new spin-off, which, in my opinion, looks horrible, by the way.
I was never really into Game of Thrones, so I don't have an opinion one way or the other.
Man, we used to like rush home from work to catch the episode live, like as it aired.
Yeah.
But in the previews, all these characters that they're showing us, like, not a single one of them looks like somebody that I want to, like, okay, there's my character I'm going to follow in this series. Not a single one of them.
Yeah.
It's like a young Daenerys, and, you know, no. And I don't know what it is, but anytime they try to do that in movies where they go back in time and try to do a young thing, it doesn't work with me, man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Anakin Skywalker is the only one in... I forget which one it's even called. Is it episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 1.
Jeff, I gotta turn my camera off for a second. I gotta help Tiger with something. He's
All
having issues.
good. Wonder if AEW will stream their Comic-Con panel tomorrow. Oh, I really hope they do. If anything, it should be streamed on the SDCC site, right? Or page. Weird question for you guys in chat right now. Does anybody play Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering, you know. By the way, it's called Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. And, you know, like I was saying, from those previews, there's nobody that I want to follow. They'll have to bring in some characters that people on YouTube are like, holy crap, look at this scene. And then I might get sucked into it. But I hate the whole prequel thing with our main character as a kid. I cannot stand that. Daenerys looks like... I feel bad for like saying these stuff because I'm like judging a book by its cover, you know what I mean? But that's all I have to go on at the moment. And this girl just doesn't look like Daenerys, and she doesn't look like she acts like Daenerys. I don't know. Just not interested in her story. I want Jon Snow's story, you know what I mean? I want, you know, the Hound stories type stuff. I don't know. Yeah, just checking, seeing if any of you guys play. You know, I've been about to get back into Magic the Gathering to start playing some Commander. It's where like multiple people can play at once, like 3-4 people. This is the longest commercial we've had on Rampage in a minute. That HBO preview for Game of Thrones was like a good 2 minutes at least, I think. But T, what do you think of my my High Rollers logo? Excuse me. What do you think of my High Rollers logo? That alcohol gave me the hiccups now. All right, we are back. Who the hell is this guy? Was that Ari Davari? Coming soon?
Alright, I'm back for the rap battle.
Let's go. Here comes the rap battle. I might actually turn this up. Little Scrappy is in there with him. I told you they were going to have some rappers in the ring. It's a lot better than having that dude, whoever that Kevin guy was.
And like I told Big B, it's straight down the middle. Straight, I'm gonna call it straight down. You know what I'm saying? Straight down. But we already did the coin toss in the back. It's the gun club.
Give me one of the McClain tats. I really do.
Y'all get to choose the match and how it gonna go down in the future, Jack.
Okay.
Let's get it on.
Bowens is wearing an acclaimed football jersey that I fucking need so bad.
I know. I want to hear this, Jeff. Please be quiet.
I'm not scared of you, mister. Why would I be scared of one of Bobby Lashley's sisters?
Wow.
Did he really?
Here's a secret. You dated Chris Stat. Let me tell you where you went wrong with that.
Oh, wow.
I'll give y'all a teaser. It's because Edward Scissorhands over here couldn't please her.
Wow. Whoa.
Now, before you talk about daddy ass, your dad is Rich Castor. So how about we talk about which daddy's career ended faster?
Whoa. Yeah, because
he played tight end. Bowens, is
Oh.
that giving you a fever? When y'all two role play.
Oh, wow.
Is that why you're always the wide receiver?
Whoa.
Hey, hold on. The Acclaimed and the Guns.
Oh, your boy.
I'll end it right here in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
So have a great day, and I got 2 words for you.
Wow.
That was actually good.
Yeah, it actually was.
That was really good.
Pop top in. Where you at?
Yo.
Come on, Acclaim. We
Yo.
gotta get it now.
Yo.
Yo.
Listen.
Yo. 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 Listen. On the mic, I'm untouchable. You only playing. You rapping, that's cultural appropriation. A white guy with a tough little rap voice. Your whole style's booty. That's why they call you ass boys.
Wow. Oh my God. Yo.
Okay. I'm gonna go again.
You wanna go again real quick?
You say you're the best wrestler alive.
Oh, hold on. Whoa.
But you ain't even
I
good
know that's
at that.
bad.
I'd say stick to rap, but shit.
Oh.
You ain't even good at that.
All right, actually, I mean, it was a bad verse, but that line.
John Cena wants his gimmick back.
Wow. Oh. that was kind of harsh. That was harsh. Wow. Hey, get your boy, get your man. Let your man do his thing. You got it?
Yo.
There's something scratching at my back door. I will be right back.
You never thought to run. I've been hot since your dumb dad was called the one.
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm the real star player. On the Hawks, I'm young. I serve you and your chick with my awesome tongue.
Whoa.
Yo, I thought you had heat. You wasn't smoking me once. Bowen's got a bigger spark when he's holding a blunt.
Wow. And he put your daddy in it.
Now I give it to you raw so you closer to done. Serving you is the only way I'm owning a gun.
Wow.
I beat you, Colton and Billy from Oakland to Philly. Choking you silly. Why? Because I'm so on my grizzy. Throwing a millie, throwing a bombs. You know the acclaimed on my Zach Wilson. I be showing your mom.
Wow.
Damn.
Go for the
Get
kill.
him.
Yo, you only go for hair replacement surgery. I open the bill.
Wow.
Ass boy.
Oh. That was inappropriate.
Hold on. I'm going to shut it down real quick. How's it feel to have a dad known for showing his crotch?
Whoa.
And to do reality shows that nobody watched?
Whoa.
You tried to work in ROH, but your ass couldn't. Tony bought the whole company just to burn your match footage. I rap bullets till the fans make the clap noise. No, I'm not a gun guy. That would be a bad choice. But I still put a
That's
shell
awesome.
on you like a Blastoise. No
That was
matter
great.
what, you just a couple of ass boys.
Wow.
Still put a shell on you like Blastoise.
Oh. Well. You got a revenge that he put your daddy in it. He got it. Come on.
He's choking.
He's shaking.
Your Buzz Lightyear looking ass is shaking. I think you're choking Atlanta. The ass boys are choking.
Oh, he's choking. Are you choking?
No, I am not an ass boy.
Oh, come on.
He claimed one.
Hey, man, listen. The Acclaim
Yo.
won. The Acclaim won. I mean, I see that. The Acclaim won. They asked me to be the judge.
Oh, now this is turning ugly.
Oh, come on, Billy. You don't have to punch the dude doing the judging.
That was a little scrappy. You can't do it to a little scrappy.
Yeah, a little scrappy just got knocked. Just got taken out, man.
Yeah, right?
And whoever that guy was.
As the Gun Club, just the numbers advantage on the Acclaimed. And
Man, this is a riot.
the Gun Club lost the rap battle, and now Billy Gunn with the trash can.
Yo, he caught that trash can smooth as hell.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, Max Caster. Oh! Well, the Gun Club may have lost the rap battle, but they had the last laugh here.
Okay, I need that Acclaim jersey. Does anybody know if that's already on the store?
I don't think so. I'll double check, but I don't think.
That Acclaim football jersey was off the chain. That was so good.
Well, thank you, Mark, but understand one thing. Samoa Joe doesn't need me.
Oh, and if only we could personalize it. I doubt that's
I'm just sick of hearing my friend's name getting dragged through the mud from a punk like Jay Lethal.
Wait a minute. First of all, Christopher Daniels, Mark's question was directed at me. And if I'm being perfectly honest...
Oh, Sanjay's not wearing the shark hat anymore.
And second of all, you're worried about Samoa Joe's name being dragged...
Christopher Daniels back in his old gimmick, his old outfit. I like it. I like it.
Christopher Daniels, this is a classic example of when running your mouth goes wrong.
Oh, God. Terribly wrong. So much talk. Mark, can you please say your catchphrase so we can get to the ring and get...
Let's see if we can get the preview.
Well, look like
We got Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita for the AEW Women's Championship.
Yeah, I think Big T's got the idea. I bet you they're going to announce a bunch of stuff on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Ricky Starks versus Danhausen for the FTW Championship. Matt Sydal, Lee Moriarty, teacher versus student is for Rampage. And like Big T just said, I agreed with him. They're going to do more matches for Dynamite on tomorrow night. Shinobi Shadow Squad versus the Trust Busters tomorrow night on the Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor.
Shinobi Shadow Squad. What a dope-ass name.
Is Anthony Henry, Brian Cage in the Gates of Agony in action. I missed who they're facing. Gresham versus Claudio Castagnoli for the World Championship. Roosh versus Dragon Lee. The six-man tags, the Ring of Honor will be on the line.
Dude, I can't wait for this.
Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb.
So
Two
that group
falls FPR versus the Briscoes.
Oh yeah, let's get to the end here.
Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. There you go. That's the card. It sounds like a pretty good card.
I think they got 5 titles on the line.
Yeah, I think so.
Yo, Christopher Daniels doesn't look like he's aged a day for like the past 10 years.
Oh yeah, it's wild.
He looks just like he did back in Impact. That's nuts.
Hey, I'm running to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep.
29-year veteran. That's a lot of experience, Excalibur.
It certainly is, and Daniels has been...
Max's dad did play tight end for like 10 years in the NFL. Okay. I was wondering what he meant by whose career ended faster. I couldn't tell if he was talking about football or wrestling.
Always an honor. I'm going to hand it to Bobby Cruz as he introduces the franchise of Ring of Honor. His opponent being accompanied by Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. Wrestling out of the Elizabeth, New Jersey.
I'm not sure I've ever pointed this out to you guys, but we got the Lucha Brothers right here. We got Ray Fenix and Penta, and they are both autographed on them. I can't believe I got both of them autographed. Unfortunately, the Fenix, the box is jacked on it, but it was the only one that they had, so couldn't pass up getting the autograph, you know.
I mean, just take a look at the way he acts.
Well, that little pencil over his ear.
Yeah, I don't know what the pencil's about.
Oh, I know what it's about.
His scream.
I'll tell you later.
Oh,
wow.
Look at Jay
And then, T, I think you're the one that noticed the Kenny Omega figure over my shoulder, right? The exclusive to Shop AEW. So it was kind of funny. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. For no reason whatsoever, other than my brain being like, hey, you should go look at the new releases in the AEW shop. I open up the shop, and 30 seconds ago, they dropped the Jon Moxley, one of 3,000, just like this Kenny Omega. So I jump in, I hit buy, limit 1. I was only able to get 1, but it's coming. It looks really good. That Moxley up here, that's autographed as well. That Mox, that's an actual auto. Christopher Daniels' gear, by the way, is absolutely sick. He could join the Dark Order with how purple his gear is. He's got the exact color of the Dark Order mixed into his gear now. Dude. Let's say Wyndham doesn't come to AEW.
To do that, man, to take a title away from Samoa
I
Joe.
would not be opposed to that if done right.
Outside of the ring, you think Jay Lethal's coming by himself?
Good call.
Huh.
Yeah.
And we saw just, about 5-6 weeks ago, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt,
The
and
fallen
Cedric
angel,
injury,
like,
the arm of
kind of
Joe
makes sense.
taking him out of action.
If you ask me, I think Jay Lethal's inside of Samoa Joe's head. He's going
Oh, I'm about to think myself into a corner in this one, yeah.
Christopher Daniels, you
Ooh.
can't forget about somebody like Christopher Daniels when he's inside the ring. A general in his eyes. We called him the general in Ring of Honor because he was able to pull out the best in everybody and always had the best game plans. Wow. And so did Jay Lethal.
Yep. Daniel's a veteran, a good strategist. And there's
Ooh, nice tope from Jay Lethal.
Yeah, there's normally 3 of these.
And Jay Lethal and Christopher Daniels continue to battle in our main event in picture-in-picture, and you won't miss a moment.
I'm willing to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves.
This is going to sound really weird, but I don't like Sanjay Dutt with Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal needs like an annoying white girl. You guys know what I mean? Like, he needs like a Lana. Oh, if Jay Lethal had someone like Lana, just some annoying, posh white chick, that character would be really good. Very annoying.
Possibly. I don't know.
You are back.
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm a Sanjay Dutt hater. I have been for a long time. But he did make me laugh tremendously last week with his, or on Wednesday with his shark hat.
Quit. You got a strawberry back there? It's chocolate.
A little
That's
bit.
vanilla. Quit playing. Now we're talking. Bunny's up, buddy.
Here's to that classic, delicious taste. Bunny's up, buddy.
I'm going to order like 100 stickers for the podcast, and I'm just going to stick them all over the place. Like every drive-thru I go to, just like...
The only complete HIV treatment you can get every other month.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections.
I don't know if that's a thing around you, but like all the drive-thrus over here, there's just stickers everywhere for bands and random shit.
A quick change in my plans is no big deal.
Don't receive Cabenuva.
So what do you think about on your page for the King's Court there? Instead of having the heads, of the wrestlers, I can replace that with some gear from like Zelda and stuff. Maybe like the shield and the sword and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I would love that.
Right
Yeah.
away.
Yes, please.
Tell your
Definitely do
doctor
that.
if you have liver problems or mental health concerns. And if
See
you're
what I can
pregnant,
do.
breastfeeding or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointment.
Had the commercials going. Hope I don't get taken down.
Something to keep an eye on, but apparently, Max Dupree, who's LA Knight, apparently he didn't show up to SmackDown tonight either.
Yeah, I heard he was supposed to be there because he was supposed to introduce his sister Maxine Dupree.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just wasn't there.
Yeah, I was having such a good time laughing at the Boston Red Sox, but of course the Phillies lost 15-2 today.
You can't be perfect. We got to make fun of the Mets and the Red Sox in the same night.
I know. Still upsetting. It's like, God damn it! Could you guys not? Like, everyone's looking at the Blue Jays killing the Red Sox. Like, the last thing we need to be is part of that conversation. You're talking about Anthony Bowen's jersey. I would also like to point out that he had a really cool snapback.
Who did?
Bowens.
Yeah, they have we saw that though.
No, the ones that we saw were the trucker hats. I prefer the snapbacks.
Oh, it was a normal snapback?
It was different than the one because like Max had the trucker hat on. And it looked like he had a different hat on. So I don't know if this is like new stuff, but huh. Did you see this about Kenny Omega?
I don't think so.
Okay, so remember I showed you that Will Ospreay has that new shirt where it's like better than the best bout machine?
Yeah.
Dangerous it is
So, Pro Wrestling Tees tweeted out a couple hours ago, public notice. Due to receiving a cease and desist warning, we have removed the Will Ospreay Billy the Wanker double-sided tee from ProWrestlingTees.com. And it shows that shirt. And then Kenny Omega quote tweeted it and said, "This triggered various legal concerns within AEW. Sincerest apologies to fans of Will. We've made it so all orders up to today will be honored."
What?
I was going to say, we talked about how
Dude, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are about to have a feud.
Yeah. But they have like actual heat though, which I don't know. This is weird.
I don't know, man.
I hope they put it in the story.
I was just kind of enjoying it and letting it happen, but like, big props to Max Caster for getting a Pokemon reference in there. I really appreciated that.
Oh yeah, saying I'll still hit you with a shell like Blastoise. That was great.
So Jeff, so for the prediction show coming up, can you get a match card together, and would you mind writing down the results or our predictions?
Yeah, I will try to find this match card here.
Okay.
Oh, I do see the hat you're talking about. Okay.
But yeah, I would absolutely buy an Acclaimed jersey and a snapback.
A true veteran's going to think just that way, and Daniels is a great true veteran.
And Caprice, usually when he gestures for the corner, Christopher Daniels thinking the BME. Oh,
that's the problem when you try to. Oh, that's the bing bang.
A lethal combination.
Coach, I don't know. Will and Omega, they're definitely going to be feuding because Will Ospreay had that shirt, and it's basically, yeah, it's better. On the back it says "better than the best bout machine," which is Kenny, and Pro Wrestling Tees said they removed it. So you know.
Yeah,
cool.
and you know that's not real. Like, there's no cease and desist that would make them get rid of that. You know what I mean?
Oh, not at all. Yeah.
Now Lethal turns the corner, but instead Daniels counter cradle.
Wow, he almost turned that attempted figure. Oh my God! Attempted figure 4 into a loss.
This is proving slightly difficult to find the entire card here.
It's amazing how much adrenaline and how much suddenness we see at key times in this match, making it a true main event.
Going for that lethal injection. Scouted by Daniels. Daniels going for Angel's wings.
The Angel's wings. Lethal gets his feet under.
Let's go to the Ring of Honor Wrestling website, shall we?
Counter, I can tell you that.
Oh, but the lethal injection.
There's no counter in that. That's going to be a 3 count. I can guarantee you that much.
Big win in the main event here tonight for Jay Lethal.
The winner of this match, Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal picks up the win.
Daniels. Oh no.
He will face Samoa Joe with the wind at his back. And
see, the match is over. The match is over. You leave the guys alone. He already won. Leave Daniels alone. But no, that's not good. What in the world? Good Lord. Are you kidding me?
Ow. So Satnam Singh just picked up Christopher Daniels up over his head and gave him a body slam on the outside. Sure.
Jay Lethal continues to taunt. Look.
That's the equivalent of falling off a basketball rim.
And now Jay Lethal, the sleeper, locked in.
A lot of fielding added to the pay-per-view fire this Saturday night, I can tell you that.
That's that nod of Samoa Joe right there. How much hatred do you have to
have
to take a
you
friend
son of a bitch.
by what you were trained in?
Be careful what you ask for. And if I were you fans, I'm going to ask for pay-per-view Saturday night.
Death before dishonor.
Looks like Colt Cabana's getting delegated down to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's kind of been discussed a lot. He was a pretty decently popular guy in Ring of Honor, so you know. Let's get ready to head back over to the stream on my TV. Damn, Sanjay just broke his pencil. That's how you know it's real. That's how you absolutely know it's real. All right.
All right, so great episode of Rampage there. I don't know if that should have been the main event. That should have been in the middle, and I think something else should have been the main event there. But you know, it is what it is.
That's usually how they shape their Rampage shows. The main event's not usually the biggest match.
All right, let's see if on the Ring of Honor site if they updated anything here.
Well, I am ready to start this exhibition match when you get the card together.
All right. So it looks like there's just a whole bunch of like single graphics that I'm going to have to go through.
Yep. As long as you just jot down each match and the predictions, it should be fine.
I'm trying to find like an actual list. There's not like an actual list or anything. This is not easy.
It's a land of magic and wonder.
Because they don't have it updated on their website yet. They only have the couple of matches that were announced before tonight.
Hold on, let me see.
The more you see the great darkness stirring within.
Yeah, they still have not updated it quite yet on the Ring of Honor website. Trying to use Twitter, but Ring of Honor's, they're just posting like a graphic than a video.
Is more difficult than you think.
All right, let's do it like this. Okay. Let me grab my pen and paper real quick.
I learned this the hard way. A long, long time ago.
All right.
And now.
So I can also do this. Perfect. All right. So it looks like the first match that they have listed here. Let me tear that page out. Is going to be Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. So, I'm not sure if you know who Allison Kay is, but I've actually enjoyed her a lot over the years. I believe I've seen her on Impact. I've seen her on NWA. I'm actually a pretty big Allison Kay fan. She's good. And
Seems
I'm
like,
also a big-time Willow Nightingale fan.
Seems like the coach is going to play along, so it looks like two members of the King's Court will finish first and second, and Jeff, the CEO of the High Rollers, will finish third.
Yeah. All right, so Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. Who you got?
You know, I think that Tony Khan actually has a lot of faith in Willow Nightingale. I think that he really believes in Willow Nightingale. So while I do think Allison Kay is good, I have a feeling they're going to give it to Willow Nightingale here.
All right, so you're calling Willow?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you on this one. I do think Willow takes the win on this one as well. All right, so next up, we have Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Who you taking on this one?
You can go first. We should alternate.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So Serena Deeb versus Mercedes. I'm taking Serena Deeb on this one for sure. I feel like Tony is, positioned Serena to look really strong for a long time in AEW. And I think it's time for her to get some sort of payoff for this. So I think Serena Deeb's going to take this one.
I actually agree with you. I think Serena Deeb is kind of poised here to win the title. I think Mercedes won the title from Deonna Purrazzo because they needed to have it.
Yep.
Needed her to lose the title, as it were. So, yeah, I think that's I agree with you on that one.
Yep. All right. Next up. Whoa, not allowed to show that.
What?
So next up is Samoa Joe. They put a video up instead of a graphic, and the video popped up. So the next one looks like it is Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal.
The coach came through and he sent me all the matches that were announced tonight.
Oh, sweet. You want to go ahead with those then?
No, do what you have first, and then
all right.
can.
So yeah, it looks like Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. There we go. I can pause it. So this one will be your pick.
I think Samoa Joe retains. I think that he's super hot right now. He's super over. He's going to be coming back from the storyline injury. So it's going to be
You know, I really want to agree with you on this one, but I don't know. It feels odd that he's been gone. Do you know, was this an actual like real injury that they were playing into the story, or?
No, he was filming a show or a movie.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So yeah, I do want to agree with you. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna both pick Samoa Joe on this one.
Yeah, no worries, Coach. I understand. No worries. I got it. That's what matters. That's what matters. So
yeah. All right, let's keep going on these graphics they got here. All right, next up we have the 6-man tag team championship that will be the Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. Now, just in case you don't know, this team, the Righteous here, I could be wrong, but I believe that guy in the front is the Impact World Champion. Does anybody know if I'm correct on that one?
Don't think you're correct on that at all.
Okay, I could be wrong, but they look very similar.
Isn't Josh Alexander the Impact World Champion?
What's that?
Isn't Josh Alexander the World Champion over at Impact?
I don't believe he's the champ anymore, but I don't watch, so I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, someone in the chat correct us, but that does not look like Josh Alexander at all.
No, it's definitely not Josh Alexander.
Anyways, Jeff, this is your pick. Take the pick.
I'm taking Dalton Castle and the Boys, man. That's my guy. I love his entrance.
I'm conflicted because something about these Righteous guys seems like, I don't know, seems like they're not being fucked with. And like the fact that it's Dalton Castle and the Boys kind of makes me like feel a little uneasy about taking them. Oh, let me think here. So what's your reasoning for the Boys? Just because you know who Dalton Castle is? Is that your reasoning?
Only I'm picking him because he has my favorite entrance in wrestling.
Okay, Big T said that I was right. Josh Alexander is the champ, and that's not Josh Alexander.
No, yeah. Okay, he is. All right.
See the problem. Okay, so this is exactly why this is an exhibition match, because I can't make an educated prediction with like looking at this, right? Because it's like I know who Dalton Castle is, and I also really enjoy Dalton Castle. However, the Boys, I don't know if I take the Boys seriously, but I'd also know absolutely nothing about the Righteous.
Yeah.
So it's an exhibition match. I'm gonna go with the Righteous here. I think that I like Dalton Castle, but the fact that it's the Boys, I just feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Righteous here.
Okay. All right, where are we at next here? 20% off Death Before Dishonor.
I agree with Coach. The Righteous look really interesting, and honestly, he kind of wants to see them. And I agree. I also.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, they look interesting. I want to see them.
All right, so I'm looking for some more graphics here. All right, next graphic we got is going to be FTR versus the Briscoes in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
All right, Jeff. I'm going first, right?
Yep.
Strap in. I think the Briscoes are winning the titles.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think that when Swerve in Our Glory won the AEW Tag Team Championship, it took that away. It took that that idea that they're going to win all 4 belts. In my opinion, that kind of went out the window because I don't see FTR taking the belts off of Swerve in Our Glory in the immediate future. So I am going to go with the Briscoes here. I think that FTR, they beat the Briscoes the first time. Now this is a 2 out of 3 falls match, which is also why I think this. I'm going to specifically say I bet that the Briscoes win the first fall, FTR wins the second fall, and then the Briscoes win the third fall.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that it'll be the Briscoes winning 2 out of the 3 falls. And it's going to take all 3 falls to do it. I think that also we know now that the Briscoes are signed full-time to Ring of Honor.
Yep.
And the odds of them going back and forth are it seems like they're just going to be Ring of Honor guys. Whereas, FTR is they're going to go back and forth. So my money is going to be on the Briscoes here, winning the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
All right. Well, I cannot go against my favorite tag team on the planet right now, FTR. So, top guys for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, also this is a really cool thing about FTR, where it's like, and really this match in general, this is how you do good booking, where it's like, yeah, I could see either of these teams winning. I mean, it's just, like, if I'm wrong here, I'm not going to be surprised at all. I think FTR are on fire, but at the same time, I mean, they can't hold all these titles forever. It's just kind of the unfortunate truth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I'm wrong here and they retain, then maybe they will end up with the AEW championship, the tag team championships. But I mean, I think the Briscoes are here. They're signed to Ring of Honor, just Ring of Honor. You're going to, and Tony Khan made it clear that he does want there to be a separation of the two companies. While there will be some talent exchanging, it's not going to be anything too crazy. So I do think that the Briscoes winning here makes sense. It lets the Briscoes be the team to beat in Ring of Honor, because FTR can do AEW. Nick in the chat saying he's picking the Briscoes too. Tony mentioned they are Ring of Honor only, and he thinks that the relaunch, TK is gonna put it on them. Coach once again agreeing with me. That's why he's in the King's Court. Big T, there is a meet and greet tomorrow. I remember seeing it. I don't remember who's in it. I think Claudio's actually in the meet and greet tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
It's Claudio and someone else. But there is one, yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. What else we got here? We got the Jay Lethal one. Okay, so there's the one that we haven't seen a graphic for, I guess, is Claudio versus
Claudio Castagnoli versus
Claudio Castagnoli. I was having a major brain fart just now. So Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Who picked first on the last one? I think you did.
No, you did. So this is my turn. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, you picked the Briscoes first.
Yeah. No, you. Yeah, so yeah, you go first.
So Claudio versus Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, Big T, that's a pretty
I've got to go with Claudio on this one. Like, Jonathan Gresham's not even on this graphic here, you know? It's interesting because, you know, they love Jonathan Gresham over there in Ring of Honor, and it's like a big deal to him. But I don't see Claudio losing this match, so I'm going with Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, it's a real interesting one here, because it seems really odd for Jonathan Gresham to lose his title here. However, Claudio is on fire right now, and I don't know if you deny him this championship here. And again, this was the spot for him to debut. So it's like, I don't know, like, trying to keep that in mind as well. It seems very, very likely that Claudio walks away with the title. You picked Claudio, you said, right?
Yes.
I think I might have to go Claudio as well. I mean, again, like, the guy's just on fire right now. He's absolute stud, absolute star. It seems like he was brought on for Ring of Honor, which is great. I mean, so I don't know. This is another one where it's like, it's kind of an odd choice, because Jonathan Gresham literally just turned heel and just joined Tully Blanchard, so him losing right now doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and he's front and center on this other graphic I found with all 5 champions on it.
Well, yeah, he's the world champion.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is actually a really a tough one. Let's say I'm gonna go Jonathan Gresham.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, yeah, Yeah. I don't know. It's like I think Claudio's going to win. My heart's telling me Claudio's going to win, but my brain's telling me it makes no sense for Gresham to turn heel before the championship match, to like go through this whole character change just for him to lose the title.
Well, you notice that he joined Tully Blanchard's group, which, you know, there could be some trios in there and stuff like that, so you never know.
I don't know, but the problem is that there's 4 of them. There's not 3.
You're right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense from a booking perspective for Gresham to go through this whole change. Now, if Claudio was going to win the title, I would say have Gresham turn heel and join Tully Blanchard after he loses. Not before. Why would he do it before? And then then he goes through this whole. It's too late. You've already locked in your answer. But it's like he goes through this heel turn. Right? He goes through this heel turn a week and a half, 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. Joins the manager, Tully Blanchard. He joins the manager's heel stable. All of this, and then he's going to lose the title. And then, like, what is he going to do? Be like, yeah, well, I still made the right decision to join Tully Blanchard. It's like, well, no, you didn't. You joined Tully Blanchard, and then you lost your world championship.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of booked themselves into a corner there. So I'm going to go with Jonathan Gresham. And I'm going to go with Jonathan Gresham in not a clean victory. Not that I don't want to do extra points, but I think it's going to be something where like somebody gets involved. It's not going to be a clean finish. It's going to be a very heel finish, which some people are going to be upset about. But again, that's kind of the point because he's a heel. I mean, you want to be upset that Claudio gets cheated here. And maybe down the road they do it. They do a rematch or something. But so yeah, Jonathan Gresham.
All right.
That's why I'm
So this graphic here showed me another match that we got. Can't believe I forgot about this one. Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship.
All right. It's my turn, so I'm going to go first. I think Wheeler Yuta is going to retain here. I think this is going to be a really, really good wrestling match, and I'm very excited for this match to happen. I think it's going to be a blast, but I do think Wheeler Yuta is going to come away with this one. I think the guy is just so over right now, and I just don't see him dropping the belt yet.
Yeah, while I want to agree with you, I feel like this feud between JAS and the Blackpool Combat Club is still kind of sort of going. I don't know. I think they may give it to Garcia in some weird twist, some interference or something.
Okay. I mean, you could take them if you want. Go ahead.
But I'm not going to be picking Daniel Garcia. I just think it is a possibility. I am going to be going with my boy Wheeler Yuta.
See, this is the problem, right, folks? Now, old Jeffrey, the man's terrified right now. He's currently locked in, test of strength in an exhibition match with the Broken Predictions champion, and I'm currently doing circles around him. He's like, I like Claudio, so he's going to win the title. And I'm like, well, let me tell you why that doesn't make sense. And now Jeff's like, he's panicking. So he's like, oh, I got to go with Wheeler Yuta because that's Rome's pick, and Rome's really smart. And I appreciate you thinking that I'm really smart. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Take him. I mean, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Do you, man? They say that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And exactly. I'm definitely flattered. Mission accomplished, Jeff.
Big T, who you got?
The coach likes Daniel Garcia, and I understand that. I mean, that's a good pick for you, Coach.
All right. So, are there any matches from what Coach sent you that I did not get to?
Yeah, you didn't get any of them.
Yeah, I only got 7 here. So,
all right. This is for the pre-show. It's called the 0 Hour. That's Ring of Honor's buy-in. The Shinobi Shadow Squad versus the Trustbusters.
Shinobi Shadow Squad
mm-hmm.
versus the Trustbusters?
Yeah.
Well, since I have never seen or heard of either of these groups, I'm going to pick the Shinobi Shadow Squad simply because they have possibly the coolest name I've ever heard.
So, I'm picking them as well. You have seen them before. Does the name Cheeseburger?
Oh, it's Cheeseburger?
I'm pretty sure it's Cheeseburger.
Hell yeah, let's go.
They were on the Super Card of Honor. Hold on, I'm gonna actually make sure real quick.
I kind of remember this now. I remember this. I think we actually saw them perform. Yeah.
I think it's Cheeseburger.
Ooh, Big T going with Garcia.
Yeah, Cheeseburger is in the Shinobi Shadow Squad. So I also think they're gonna win.
Now I feel even more confident about my pick. Cheeseburger is over as hell.
Yeah. The next match in the 0 hour will be Colt Cabana versus Anthony Henry. And I'm going to pick Colt Cabana here.
Versus Anthony Henry?
Yeah.
Yes, I am going to be picking Colt Cabana as well. It's been a long time since we've seen him over there. It's a perfect spot for him to finally get back to work.
Yeah, Coach, Cheeseburger's the man, dude. I love that guy. When we were at the last Philly show, we got Cheeseburger over AF.
Dude, that was wild.
Next up, we got Brian Cage in the Gates of Agony versus Tony Deppen, Alex Zane, and Blake Christian.
Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony versus... I'm just going to put blank space for the verses because I don't think either of us are picking those guys.
No, I mean, I'm not, no.
No. Yeah. We're going with Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am too, and it just, this is like the new faction in Ring of Honor. These guys are going to get put over here pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
And then last that I have is Roosh versus Dragon Lee.
Roosh versus Dragon Lee.
And I'm going to go Roosh here.
Yep.
Who are you taking?
I'm going to take Dragon Lee, actually. This is a tough one because I really want to pick Roosh. Like, it's almost like he's brand new in AEW, and the first match that we would see him in, he would lose, but this Dragon Lee dude is amazing.
I understand that, but
yeah, I'm going to go with Dragon Lee just because I really want to, but I think I'm going to accept an L on this one.
Well, at least you're accepting it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be Roosh. Roosh is going to win this match. He's part of the faction with Andrade right now, and they want to make him look really good. So this is probably going to end up being a really good match where they have Roosh go over here.
Yeah. And
from what I understand, right now Roosh is he's not all elite yet. He's kind of on per appearance basis. So this is exactly where Tony Khan's going to put someone like that. Ring of Honor, pay-per-view, he's going to put him right in the middle of this card, and it's going to be a good match. It'll look great. Yeah, Roosh is going to win this one.
Okay. And what did you say for the Shinobi Shadow Squad match?
I picked the Shinobi Shadow Squad.
Okay. All right. So I think that's everything. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 matches here. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Just repeat the matches to me real quick.
All right. So we'll do the 0 hour first. We had the Shinobi Shadow Squad versus Trustbusters. We had Colt Cabana versus Anthony Henry. We got Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony versus the Jobbers. Roosh versus Dragon Lee. Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be it because that's 5 matches in 1 hour for the pre-show.
Oh, the Allison Kay, that started the regular show, I believe. Allison Kay versus Willow is on the regular show.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Then we got Serena Deeb versus Mercedes Martinez. Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. The Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. FTR versus the Briscoes. Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham. And Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia.
I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure we did too.
Yeah. If we missed any, we'll do a quick prediction, by ourselves while we're watching, and we'll reveal it on the post show.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. So, you got anything else that you want to go over with tonight?
No, I mean it's been a long show, but there was a lot to cover today. Obviously, we appreciate everyone's sticking around. I mean, just to kind of recap, Vince is retired, but try to remain optimistic, but also be aware that doesn't mean that shit's gonna change. We just gotta kind of wait and see. The cult is still alive and well, thanks to, as we saw with Stephanie McMahon. Brock Lesnar got begged to come back, and he did. We had a pretty damn good episode of Rampage, for all things considered. Triple H is the EVP of WWE again in talent relations. And Jeff, you're going to lose tomorrow in this exhibition match.
I don't even mind that. Today's been too good of a night. Let's get this confetti going again and the celebration music.
Let's do it.
Vince has retired from professional wrestling, and we are free from his clutches, so we hope.
I mean, we'll see. Keep an eye out Monday. I don't know, Jeff. I have a feeling in my gut. That we're going to be doing a show on Monday.
I do as well. And, even if we don't have a reason to, I might play some video games on Monday. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, possibly.
But
I could see us having to do some sort of wrestling related news on Monday.
So go ahead and close us out for the night, sir.
All right. Well, once again, thank you to everyone that's here live. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it. We have the merch. You can hit us up in the link in the bio for our merch. We have hats, shirts, mugs even. We have a merch goal, and there's also a donation tab down there below. We have a donation goal as well. We want to make the show better for all of you. Yes. If we can meet both of our goals, both the merch goal and the donation goal, we will be able to do our first kind of big improvement of the show and get our own, a brand new Broken Predictions Championship for me to pretty much carry forever. So it's like, I don't know. I'm probably never going to lose the title. And I take a lot of pride in that. Obviously I love being your guys' champion, the people's champion. Honestly. A fighting champion at that. But that being said, this has been episode 57 of the Broken Tables podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving us a like and subscribe, or a follow depending on where you find us. Thank you to everyone that tuned in live tonight, and also thank you to everyone who listened to us post live. Everyone on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. You can follow us on Twitter at Broken Table Show, or on Facebook and Instagram at The Broken Tables Podcast. We have a Discord. You should totally join the Discord. I believe that's currently in the chat right now, but look us up at the Broken Tables Podcast Discord. We go live on YouTube following every single AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and even pay-per-views. As you know, Death Before Dishonor is tomorrow. We will be here immediately following the show live. We hope you guys can join us. Jeff is going to lose in this exhibition match. We hope to see everyone tomorrow. Until then, have a fantastic night.
Absolutely. Hope you guys had as great a day as we did today. Please hit that like and subscribe button like Rome said. And Coach, join us up in the Discord there. We will announce, when we're going live and things like that for any, surprise emergency streams that may happen next week. And until then, you guys, Top Guys out.